Bloop. What? Oh, I did the thing. Come back here. Okay. YouTube. We should be here now. Let's see. Take me home. D&D Road.
Wow. Is that a remix? Is that a Country Road remix? Oh no, I lost Okami.
Interesting. My headset just didn't unmute. I'm glad you said that though, because I hadn't looked up at the levels yet, and I was like,
I came in, I was like, wait, am I not heard? I was like, is he not heard? Are we not heard?
Gotta
We
try
are
our
the
best
image
out
of the
here.
invisible?
Oh, I can also see that the levels are a little messed up, which leads me to believe that my computer has decided to lower the microphone input. Oh no, it's good today. It's just gonna be one of them days. Aight.
That happens from time to time.
How are you,
What can we
DM Shin? We missed you last week.
What's going on, stream? What's going on, everybody? I'm okay. My Bastion took some structural damage. Currently currently summoning gnomes to fix it.
Oh.
Yes, currently in the process of summoning gnomes to fix the remaining damage to my Bastion. But thankfully, no longer have as much damage to my Bastion. I'm thankful for this.
Good.
But we also had the actual first session of Cardinal the other day.
Hell yeah, we did.
It was quite a good time. You guys got to witness the Ballads of the Blue in full action. Watching your party get strewn across by various song effects by DM Lacara. I think the boxes being flung everywhere was hilarious.
I'm okay with the first damage being dealt of a campaign being friendly damage.
I mean, hey, it worked.
Nobody died.
Thankfully. Well, I don't think anyone was ever gonna die. Thankfully. Dismembered, possibly, definitely in a lot of pain. But like full blown like death? No.
A little
I don't
crazy.
think you guys were ever. And plus, you remember, you guys would never die at 0 HP.
True.
Remember, your HP is just a buffer.
Or you go nuts. I'm trying to think of Eternal Darkness. I'm trying to think of that. On the GameCube, you had a sanity meter.
Yep.
Not like Illbleed. Jack DT yesterday was like, have you ever beaten Illbleed? And I was like, bruh, I've done everything in Illbleed.
You know, I had the pleasure of playing that. And I must say that I understand why you guys love that so much. Like, I knew it from one of the Okamigakure emojis that we have. And I was like, okay, this is either they saw it on like somebody's review and thought it was hilarious.
Dex!
Or
Thank you.
oh, what did Dex just do? I am cooking turkey and on the stream at the same time.
Thank you.
What up, Dex? Did Dex just make you cry?
A little bit.
Dex, you making Okami cry?
Yesterday when we were done with the at the very end of the stream, Awas was like, gift, and I was like, yeah, it's supposed to be the thank you stream where I say thank you to you guys. How come you're thanking me? Stop that. And I was like, are you about to start a hype train? And Awas was like, you can't start a hype train with one person. And I was like, oh, I have no idea how Twitch works. I thought that was apparent already.
That's when you look at the screen and go, I am the hype.
Sorry, but continue your story. Didn't mean to cut you off. I just got excited.
Oh, you did? No. This is good. Excitement is good. We like excitement.
You got a winky emote too. You're leveling up your emotes. Ooh.
Oh.
But yeah, you knew about Illbleed? Illbleed's
Oh
a
yes,
great
so I knew
Halloween
about
game.
Illbleed. I'm playing D1 and D2
Ooh.
right now. They are terrible games. I want people to know this. Well, no. D is a very interesting game. D2 is an acid trip. And not a fun one either. Like a very mundane, mild acid trip. But it is it. I have a couple of games that I always go to during the Halloween season. I play Splatterhouse usually, or Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Those are good games.
I love Splatterhouse. But I have a flight on Friday.
Where are you going?
I may not be here next Monday, sadly, or I might be tuning in super late. We are next Saturday is my partner's birthday, and we are flying down to Florida.
Aww.
See.
Happy birthday to her. I have a Christmas present for the both of you. I don't have a birthday present for her yet.
Oh,
though. But now that I know when her birthday is.
we got a vehicle.
Oh.
We are now a vehicle owner. So we can travel.
Ooh.
And appear at things with more consistency. Because one work's already stuck together.
I understand. My mom and her husband did their cross-country trip, so they're gone. And usually
hooray!
My sister comes on Mondays to do her laundry at my house. And usually she just puts the laundry in and then goes across the street. But I didn't realize until this morning that there's no reason for her to go across the street. So she's just going to hang out with me every Monday afternoon. And I was like, no. Can I just have one day without you guys? Just one day?
No, she needs to go elsewhere. No, she can't be there. We don't want you. Go home. Go. Why doesn't she go to her husband?
I don't know.
The man she married in front of the church.
The Lord?
The man she married in front of God. Go home to your husband. You know, when you die, Okami, I'm gonna have you canonized as a saint. I just want you to know that. I'm not even that religious. I'm gonna find a way.
No. They are actually. Well, no, I mean, if you... I don't... Dex and Awaz, you're too new to hanging out with us to have ever heard my sister screaming. But I feel like if you've heard it one time, like you're like, nobody wants to spend time with her.
Oh, I've heard it in person. I've heard it during work meetings. Heard it during gaming sessions, during streams, during phone calls, during work hours. I still remember the time your sister had a full-blown conversation with us in our Thursday therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
And it no longer was our therapy session. Oh, I am well acquainted.
Today,
with the band.
We're sitting at the table, and she's like, I hate that you're blowing up. Everyone wants to talk to you. Nobody ever sends me a message. And I was like,
Oh my gosh. I sometimes wish she could get a job at like a preschool so she could just be surrounded by other people's children.
Ooh.
And just be at her peak joy.
She likes to be around children and old people. But
yeah,
if she's having an episode, there was this one time she was having an episode and she was screaming at our other sister. And in the middle of the argument, she just grabbed, I think it was my nephew, like swept him up just like under his armpits and carried him outside like a log. And she just like stomped outside, and our other sister screams, "Where are you taking my son?" And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Yes, please keep screaming that out the door. Fantastic.
That's one of my favorite stories. In my mind, I just see her seeing your nephew and being like, this is mine too, and just snatching him. And he's trying to shit himself, but he can't.
If you're not up on the family lore, my nephew cannot poop. Like, sometimes he goes weeks or months without pooping. So.
Wow.
He's the exact opposite of me.
You came at the perfect time. We were talking about the Okami family lore. And,
Oh, God.
And we were bringing up how the Banshee will occasionally do crazy things and have conversations with him because apparently everyone has made their cross-county trip. Or cross-country trip, I should say. And he started talking about a time where she stormed out and picked up her nephew. And I told him that his nephew tried to shit his pants, but he couldn't. And now I'm just stuck with the poor image of that boy trying to shit himself as his angry aunt is storming outside.
Just picked him up like a log, like right under his armpits, and carried him out.
Your sisters are a D&D encounter that we should create one day.
I would not play that.
Hey Okami, I'm writing an OSC adventure that you want to play in it. I'll create a boss monster for you to take out.
Therapy session.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Which actually, that's something I've said for years. I do not understand why D&D is not used in therapy more often.
Like, why it's such a small subset of them. Like, everybody should just go for that. Oh,
yeah.
There's this thing you're scared of? Why don't we just make it a monster and punch it in the face? I bet that'll feel
like, let's tackle it.
But we think of all all the generations of people who are shy or awkward or whatever, socially handicapped in some way, I count myself among this number, that,
Fair.
that like upon discovering like TTRPGs were like, wait, there's a way to practice?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, I think for me, as the person who had nobody to talk to growing up, and quite literally was always using like creating cool voices in my head, now I can use them in a setting and not look crazy. It's like, oh, well, I always wondered what I would sound like if I did this, or I always wanted to try that, and now getting to do it. Like, you're having fun, but you're also using that crazy imagination that you've had, and it's welcomed.
Yeah.
And of course, there's something to be said that all D&D is creative, but sometimes there's certain creations that don't work in certain settings. Crashing a Death Star into the middle of the Crusades doesn't make any sense. Or, um, you know, having someone summon like Optimus Prime in the middle of the jungle while you're fighting like dinosaurs or something like that. Like, there's certain limits.
Yeah.
But you get to have fun and be creative with it. I love that about stuff. Also, I think I've created a creature that should have been in Cardna, but it's too late.
Why is it too late?
Well, it's not too late. It's just once I tell you about it, because you guys are in a current Cardna campaign, you're gonna really want to hope you don't run into it.
I mean, that's true of every single thing you've
Also true. Also
Fair.
true.
But so I was telling you guys about Mistrin, the island idea I came up with for an OSE and OSR setting for like a classic D&D adventure. And I was like, oh yeah, the mist, it surrounds the island. And I was like, huh, people are gonna want to try and sail out past the mist. And I was like, okay, well, I'll create lore around the mist. And then I started writing all this lore about the mist. And then I came up with beings within the mist. And then I came up with a supreme being known as the Hungering Mist, which is quite literally a mist that settles, casts confusion on you, causing you to forget who you are, and then slowly dissolves you as you wander lost within it.
Oh, that's amazing. It's like a cross between a slime and the Vashta Narada.
Yep. But it can appear at any point in time. And it's mist, so it can dissipate whenever it feels.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I like
so it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
How do people like know about it? Or do they not?
So people are aware of it. And so in Mistrin, I obviously, because I created this mist being and mist creatures, I was like, okay, I have to create a way to counter or fight it. And so I started working into the lore of the island and like the kindred, which are the races of the island and stuff like that. And so there's various items that are mined and purchasable, very expensive. But the idea is that if you're going to the coast, you know that the danger is you're getting close to the mist because the mist is over the outliers of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
The mist rarely creeps in to the shoreline. So if you know you're going to deal with mist or there's an area that's surrounded or fog or foggy, you buy these items. Yeah, or you buy these items. And they grant you like essentially magic weapon bonuses against the mist. Now in Cardna, there is no magic bonus weapons like that. That you know of, at least.
What about fire? My favorite magic weapon.
Fire. Good old fire.
Yeah.
How dare uses fireball? How? By throwing a ball lit on fire.
Yeah. I will find a way to set something on fire during this campaign. Just know that now.
It's
By
okay,
the
I'm
way,
not scared if
kudos
you
to
do
you,
it.
DM. By the way, kudos to you, DM Lacara. I write a system that has 1 in 100 being narrative options, and you roll the 100. Kudos.
I'm just shocked it wasn't the one.
Hmm.
Yeah, on that one, it would not have been good.
I can only imagine.
Because, like, when
I-
you call out the song that you want to play, I
Mhm,
look at it and I look at what I wrote as the lyric, and then
mhm.
I kind of I was trying to work it into the setting because that's the way I want to play it, that the reaction is going to be based on the setting in which you're in.
Sure.
So, this time on 100, you saw a specific ship with specific looking people.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? But next
mhm.
time, if you get 100 somewhere else, you might not. You might see that same ship. You might not.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking at it. I'm just like, okay,
Oh.
what can I? Here we go. And like I'm ready. And then you hit me with your roll. And I'm like, whew, thank God. Don't have to don't have to find one. So when you dropped the 100, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna. Oh, 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 red alert. But
I
I've been writing pre-Cardna, like what happened in the world before. Like I have some blurbs for myself that I wrote down,
Yep.
and I pulled from one of them, and I was just like, okay, perfect. I'll see what they catch from this, and then I just let it be.
I feel like that happens so much because I now have an entire book outline that is the prehistory of the world that Scott and the rest of my campaign is playing.
Those are so cool.
You start to write it, I feel like, in a way, because you're like, okay, you sometimes need to be able to explain not everything, but
Right.
something
Sure.
to the world's effect.
Yeah. And there have to be whys for some things. Like it doesn't all
Yeah.
have to make sense. Like actual history doesn't all make sense, but like there's got to be enough there that you feel like it's a world.
Yeah. Yeah. Like prehistory is history and is a cool thing to pull from sometimes,
Yeah.
especially in tabletop. Because
Yeah.
and I think there's something to be said, like I've mentioned it before, but one of my favorite video game series growing up that really got me into like fantasy, besides reading Tolkien and like everything, was the Might and Magic series, which is essentially just dungeon crawling RPG games.
Yep.
But they loved to throw everything out the window at random points and be like, "Oh, by the way, you're fighting a dinosaur and you're on a planet in space." What?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
kind that's
No, that's not how that
prehistory.
works.
That's you're like, what, huh? They're like, oh, let's explain the prehistory about how these people crashed here on the planet and brought certain technology to the people here and created new civilization. And you're like,
Oh.
the advanced civilization advanced our civilization, and this is just as far as we've gotten. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like the whole scope of the thing just zooms out as you realize that there's more layers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like lore.
Oh yeah. Well, lore is just necessary. There's there's always going to be necessity to lore.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking of, so in the okay, in last session for my campaign, we had to do sort of a side story where DM Bacon's character got pulled in by his character's patron. He plays a lady. I got confused on pronouns. His character's patron pulled her in and was like, I have to do this job. I need you to do this job because that's his bargain. We're going to talk about patrons today. So this is perfect. But and before we started, because I know who Jimbo is as a person, everyone but DM Bacon was playing a different character, and Grimbo was like, "Yo, I need you to tell me everything that these characters know, why they're here," and like he would not give up. And I finally gave him the information of like what all these things are gonna happen, and you know when someone's getting so mad that like they're literally heated, like you can feel heat radiating off of them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So Jag DT and Grimjack sit on opposite sides of the table, and I can feel like the hate, like not well, in this case it was hate, but I can feel the heat radiating off of him as I'm just rifling off these characters' motivations, what their backgrounds are, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I know who you are as a person. Like you can't just go hold in that air and wait for me to tell you. Like you need it right this second. I know who you are as a person. And so I'm going to tell you so that you're calm for this. And Jack DT looks up when I'm done speaking and he goes, "Why can't you just let him cook?" And I was like, "I see. I'm on your side as well, but I understand who Grimbo is as a person." We're obviously going to learn why they're here. It's not like they're not going to talk. I was like, "Correct."
Like eventually we will get to the why. It's just you gotta let us get there.
Yeah. I understand that though. There are some times where I'm like, I cannot concentrate on the rest of what's happening until I figured out this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very specific kind of wiring where it's brain derail.
We are all guilty. We are all guilty of that derailed or that tunnel vision maneuver where it's just like, wait a minute. Like the DM says like 12 things, and you laser focus on the one of the 12, and you're just like, wait, the horse. He's like, yes, this magical talking blue unicorn statue screams, "Help me! I'm not a statue." And you're like, the statue's fucking blue. Yeah.
That is exactly my players. 100%. 100%.
That is what I thought I was doing when we played Cardinal this weekend, and and you rolled out the guy that I thought we were picking up somewhere else, and I was like, wait. Everything else stopped in my brain, and I was like, but I thought we were getting him somewhere else.
I love that like everyone else quickly realized like, oh, he's here. Wait a minute. Something everyone else like, and you're like, wait a second, you're not supposed to be here, sir. And I was like, it caught me off guard too, because I was like, wait, what? I was like, did I put him out of place? Wait. And then I looked at my notes, I was like, wait, no. This is exactly where he's supposed. What does she know?
It's not. It's that Alistair. It's a dumb boy, apparently.
I was like, yeah, what does she know that I don't right now?
I love how the literal child in the group is like, yep, got it, thinking 2 steps ahead. And I'm like, wait, the wind changed? I'm gonna lean into that from now on.
I loved that though. You guys had an amazing session. Though I was kind of sad. I showed you guys the creature that Amarati was fighting, and you guys saw it, and all of your reactions were just nah, nope.
It had a lion coming out of its butt. No, thank you.
And I was just looking at it, and I was just like, I mean, good call. I was like, great call. I was like, but damn.
Look, as soon as you put up one of those dudes with the round frame on it in that style of the art, I was like, nope, not again. You are not getting me twice the same way.
Yeah, that's true. I did horrify you guys the last time.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no guarantee that he can come back.
That's true.
There's a big ocean.
By then, hopefully, I'll have figured out my longbow art.
which was a dope find.
That was so much fun.
That was a dope find. Like I thought about it and I was just like, okay, cool. What do I want? And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, longbow harp. I was like, this is what we're going with. But again, I mean, I'll give this to you outside, but Almirati would have told Alistair that this isn't a perfect one,
Ooh.
Oh, so
but
he
that
survived fights with them before.
but he has seen one designed even more brilliantly, and it was engraved in a relic from the past.
Ooh,
I
that
don't
sounds lovely.
know if I'd be like, oh, put a lion in its butt and be like, oh, brilliant. But you do you,
No.
people.
We're talking. No. We're talking about the longbow harp.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No,
I feel
no, no.
better. I was
Oh,
like,
that
I don't know
thing.
about brilliant.
That,
That's not the adjective I
oh
would
no,
use.
that thing. I will tell you nothing about that thing because that thing exists.
They come back.
Yeah, it could.
That is very cool. I'm going to name it Orlando because I mean I created a freebooter and now you've given me a longbow, so this is clearly like Legolas
Legolas. Yeah.
crossover. Will Turner
Oh my
Legolas.
God, you've become Will Turner Legolas. You're gonna name it Orlando.
Yep.
Oh my God. All right. All right.
Look, you had
If you find bloom arrows, I'm crying out loud. Okay.
hey, you own this world. It's up to you whether there's bloom arrows.
Yes, bloom arrows. Yes.
This is
Yes.
right.
Yes.
I mean, you are going to Oakhaven. You're literally going.
Oh,
You are. I mean, you guys thought you were going to go to Arkham originally and pick people up, and all of a sudden now you have to pivot to Oakhaven. So
Alistair's got a quest now.
yeah,
I like this.
I can see that.
I like it.
It was a fantastic weekend for role playing altogether. The night before we played Cardna, we had a session of my
Yeah.
campaign, and we had the entire thing was a lore dump.
Oh,
They,
please do.
they spent the entire session talking to the literal Spiritus Mundi of their plane.
Oh, that's that.
And stuff started coming out about how the planes work, who the goddesses actually are, the role that they're going to play, the next major step like of the plot as far as like what they have to do next and everything. And it was fantastic. I got to trot out stuff that I wrote 2 years ago.
Oh, so satisfying.
I've been waiting to tell the group. It was so good. And at one point, this was the thing that I was like, remind me to tell you how I was channeling you with the druids.
Yes.
So the druids in this world have been in hiding for 15,000 years. They exist. They just absented themselves from civilization entirely. So the rest of the planet went through a dark age, except for the druids. We're just not there.
Yes.
And somebody asked, which was like the best question anybody has asked in this campaign. So I don't even remember. Scott, do you remember who asked what the druid's job was? Was that you?
Yep. Because it's
Yeah.
my job now.
My boy. My boy.
No. So I never occurred to me that Runa would assume that he just kind of like inherited the druid's birthright. The druids are still there. The druids are still doing their thing.
Right.
Why do I get the one with elementals then? Give me papers, please.
So, okay, so the thing that Runa doesn't get is that if they open the rest of the portals, I tried saying this, so I will tell you to make sure that you got it. If you guys open the rest of the portals, the reason why only bad things are coming through the portals is because they're mostly shut. If you guys open the portals back up, you will get to meet things that are not just elementals trying to kill you. So there's that. But Scott's character Runa asked at one point, he was like, well, what was the druid's job? And I was like, well, look, there's always been shamans and wise women and like that kind of figure from the time when the previous civilization was still nomadic. Like there was always somebody whose job it was to protect the people from the things in nature.
Yes.
But then as they stopped being nomads and they started building an actual civilization, the druids found themselves in a kind of weird situation because as civilization spread, instead of protecting people from nature, they started protecting nature from people. And as I was saying it, I was like, man, Shin would love this.
Yeah, you would.
Oh, the flavor. Yes. I'm the Doctor Doom meme, right? I'm the Bison meme. Yes. Yes. This is like, yes, like this is exactly what I love though. Like, oh hey, we've done such a great job of keeping nature in check and letting people flourish and keeping the balance. Oh, wait, the balance is messed up because
Now it's going the other
man
way.
is the balance is going the wrong way. Well, sucks to suck.
Yep. So when civilization was heading for its downfall, the druids were just like, yeah, we don't need to be part of this, so bye.
But it's a cool thing that like you don't think about, but is really built into druids. Old school druids hate like civilization and like people obscuring nature.
Mhm.
So like old school druids are menaces. They could
Mhm.
totally be strolling around and just be like, yo, these buildings in our way, clap hands, plant growth, just blowing out cities.
Yep.
And they wouldn't be evil. You could have neutral druids that literally walk around and just level cities in a campaign.
Yeah.
And it would be
Can we
lore
talk-
accurate.
Even lawful.
talk about it?
No, because druids will never be lawful.
Yeah. they're
True
always
druids
chaotic.
are neutral.
Oh.
True druids are neutral because druids have to because true druids are supposed to believe that that the balance is kept by literally just keeping to the basics. It's like they think law is doing too much, they think chaos is doing too much.
I was just thinking they could have a creed, and that creed could be nature, and that means city, get out of my way.
Old school druids were. Newer druids that are less that, like as they got into later editions, but like first and second edition druids, really first edition druids, to be a druid, you had to be a cleric of and you had to become neutrally aligned. And then once you were neutrally aligned, you literally at level 9 could become a druid, and all of your spell book changed. It's quite literal in Beckme. It's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I was doing the thank you stream yesterday and I was going through the Games for Gaza catalog, one of the supplements in there was for a micro BX, which I've never heard of before, but it's less rules BX. And I was like, what? Huh?
How do you have less rules? BX is quite literally dice and numbers. How do you get simpler than BX? Like, what?
Just dice, no numbers?
Right? Like, just roll dice, bro.
The die
Whatever
just
you roll.
says success or failure. There's
Yeah.
no numbers.
If I think your numbers are sick, you succeed. What? The worst game of Cards Against Humanity ever played. Like, Dice Against the Dealer? What is this game?
Shin, we have to know what was your statue made out of?
Wait, which statue?
The blue one? We're still talking about it in the chat.
Oh, you want to know what stone it was?
Yes.
Let's see. You're gonna have to beat a DC 17 difficulty check on a D20. Good
You
luck
can
rolling
roll it
on
in the
that,
chat, baby.
What up?
What
What's
up?
up?
How's it going?
Okay, I don't know what your statue was made out of, but actually this is very fitting. So, your old character, Clubs, Nails, got a statue at a market way back when. It was a statue of a dragon, and it was gold when the party got it. And it's this homebrew item I found way back in the day that changes color depending on the last dragon that's been in its vicinity. And it was gold in Nails' inventory for the longest time because he was like, oh, this is a good deal. I'll sell this later, what have you. And when like later on in they go and they met a black dragon, blah, blah, blah. They figured out it was a black dragon. And then they go and they're showing people their inventories, what have you. Anything that's dragon related happened to be what they were talking about. And Nails takes out his statue and it's black now. And he shows it to the person who was asking to see it. They talk about it for a while. The party talks about it for a while. Nothing happens. Like 3 sessions later, he pulls out the black statue because the person who had asked to see it before is like, hey, could I have that to add to my collection? And Nails is like, I mean, I guess if you're going to pay me for it. So he gives them this now black dragon statue. And it gets put on display in this little dragon museum, basically. And it switches back to gold. And the party looks at me and they go, did you forget what material it was made out of? And I was like, no! You guys met a black dragon! What do you mean?
I love that the assumption was that you had messed up.
Yeah.
And they knew what it did?
I don't think they knew what it did until they gave it to the person they now know is a gold dragon. And they were like, oh, you must have been wrong. And I was like, no.
There's a piece of advice in DMing, GMing that's like subtle is too subtle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Whatever, guys.
It was late, all right?
But I actually think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think is this article also from you, Clubs? This very first one? We actually haven't started today. We've just been giving tales from the
I think
table.
so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
I know it's spooky season, and I was trying to get the spookiest articles that I had, but I didn't really have anything on ghosts or anything like that. But this one I feel like fits in because you can always enhance your monsters to make them scarier. What's up, DT? Did you know that it changed colors because of the dragons you met, and you just didn't say anything? That's what I need to know. And then I found an article on ways to break a Warlock Pact because I feel like that spooky season also may benefit you, my man, trying to make a Warlock Pact. But I know the last one is definitely from Clubs, and it's about how you should be keying your maps.
Yeah. I like some keys.
Tell me where I'm going. What's happening?
Yeah, I just feel like it's important.
So, if you're on YouTube, you can hit the description on this very video and drop it down and follow along with us in these articles for the DMs in here. I'm going to share this one here, and I'm going to share this one here. I'm going to pin this one as well until we are... I almost said until we rip and tear until it's done. It's not that spooky. But this very first article... Sorry, I'm dumb. This
Yes.
very
intent,
first
yeah.
article is from Alphastream, but it is more about the lazy DM and something that he does called monster powers. But I'm realizing, just because I happen to be getting like articles in my Reddit digest of people being like, am I allowed to change a monster stat block? Or how do I make this creature fit in better? How do I change this creature? And I realized that there are still lots of people that don't understand that you can do whatever you want. Like, that's the beauty of the game.
Hey, is your idea to do something? Do it.
Who's gonna stop
So,
you?
me, actually.
Oh no!
I'm actually gonna slap this out of your hands.
But this is an article on enhancing monsters with monster powers, and there is a big long video which you can watch if you want. But I guess the idea of monster powers specifically came from the lazy DM. But basically, it's just, hey, do you need this monster to do something else? Do you need this monster to have a new ability? Do you think your monster stat block is boring by itself? Oh, just throw a monster power in there. Basically, it's your world. You can change the monsters to however you want to change them to.
Yeah. I mean, to kind of dive into it, he notes bolstering a weak monster. I I think weak monster is a weird term because quite technically, uh, depending on the number of weak monsters around you, you might have a problem. Like, sure, a level five, a level 5 character is not worried about like 2 goblins, right? Or hopefully, they're not worried about like 2 goblins. But
I know where you're going with this, and I'm gonna
yeah,
let you finish. But I sort of think it's
damn.
gonna be like a genre or like style
Mm.
of play thing. But go on.
What I was gonna say is, I think though you have to remember that if there's 2d10 goblins, well, now you've got a problem even as a level 5 because
Mm.
they all also have turns. And if they all do, 1d6 damage with their spears, you don't have 2d10 worth of health, 2d10 worth of 6 damage spears worth of health. Because that's at least 100, that's maximum of 120 damage coming at you. At level 5, you don't have that kind of health on reserve. So I don't think any monster is weak. It just is a matter of, okay, now you just need to increase the magnitude of monster.
Mm-hmm.
What
I
you were gonna
agree.
say?
I agree. I think that like not only can you do something like increase the magnitude of monster, or not only could you give it a monster power like he's saying, but also it depends on the style of game. Because if you are running a game that you said there's going to be 3 of these monsters there for this crazy battle, the players are going to get in there and the fucking soundtrack's going to play and this battle's going to happen and it's going to be huge and it's going to kick fucking ass. And then you get in there and it's not that and you're going for that, then I think there is a style of GM that edits that on the fly and is like, another one fucking crashes through the wall, or it turns out they have monster power or something like that, right? But then there's also a style of play in which you stay very close to what you say happens, right?
Mm.
Whether you say there are these 3 things and these are these stats, you and your party like doing it that way. Like I run a game in which we roll randomly for what's happening. So if I roll, there's 1 goat, they get to just fucking leave the goat, kill the goat, eat it, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like we didn't roll some crazy fucking battle. We rolled 1 goat, Sometimes we have I'm dead fucking serious that sometimes
No,
we
he
have a
is.
player that goes out hunting and is looking for food to go hunting, and often she finds gummy bear gorillas, like pygmy gummy bear gorillas
Oh my god.
Like Sour Patch gorillas, brightly colored, translucent
Yep.
gorillas.
No, he's not
And
trolling.
they're
Not kidding.
extremely nice, and they're known to be the nicest to like strangers who are lost in the woods.
They're like
They-
the bears and Thundercats, the Warbles, where they are just so fucking kind. You're like, why would anyone want to fight these things or hurt
Yeah,
them?
and sometimes she goes hunting, and what she finds, her quarry ends up being 12 of these things. And it's like, I want to eat food and I can eat these, but like now, do I want to kill these? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
you don't always know what you're going to get in a certain style of game, and you don't edit what you get. You like taking it on the chin, whatever it is, or however easy or hard it is, right? But then there is a style of game in which you're promising a certain fucking vibe for your party, and in which you want to give those monsters powers, you want to fucking pull out more, you want to have timer dice going off, right? Where it's like a horn goes off, reinforcements, how long until the reinforcements come? Let's roll a d4. Oh my god, it's a fucking 1. They're right outside. You know, like
Yeah.
Mm.
that kind of shit. Like there's two different styles of games, and or you know, there's a million different styles of games, and I think this is I hope it's written in a way that acknowledges that, but it's probably just like when you're playing, you can do this to spice up your game and make it more like mine, which is how a lot of advice is given.
True.
That's a good point.
I think the big thing too is just to kind of remember, and just to remind people too that even before we dive into it, some of the biggest buffs you can give to your encounters and your creatures and stuff like that is simple stuff. Add simple effects. You don't have to necessarily, rack your brain for cosmic reasons as to why this thing is reefed in the energy of 12 gods all of a sudden. It could literally be like, oh man, they were goblins with clubs. Now they're goblins with clubs on fire. Difficulty up. Hate to break it to you, but difficulty just kind of clubs on fire and there's oil on the ground. Now we're really amping up this. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't take much. It's just simple additions to the scene, I think, can really ramp up an encounter. But which is also kind of what I'm hoping he's going for with powers. It's like the power of the scene. I know it won't be, but
I mean, like, yeah, you could, if they're in a specific biome. I don't see, like, some people are like, oh, I can't put this creature there because it doesn't exist in this biome. Like, you can, if that's your style of game, where like the creatures who live there are now affected by it, then change them. Like, winter wolves are just dire wolves that lived in the Frostfell for a while. They're not. It's not like they didn't adapt. They gotta adapt to survive.
And also, like, that's half the fun of it, man. Like, as a GM or referee or whatever you call yourself, like, creating your world is half the fun of it. It's like, I need a frog for the desert. I need a big desert frog, but maybe I'll change it and I'll give it this and I'll do that, right? And like,
yeah.
And you make your own thing, and it's like, that's half the fun.
That's why you got to be the GM referee. We were literally talking about how many different words for that there are right before we played DM Lacara's game.
I like referee. I'm big on referee right now.
Okay.
I like ref. I use navigator for Cardinal just because for thematic purposes, but like ref is cool. GM is cool. I sometimes I just think it's like, yo, just call me by my name.
Yeah. Also true.
Like,
also true.
Like, be like,
keep it
yo,
simple.
Shin, and I'll be like, hey. Like, how can I assist you?
Yeah, I think that happens
That's
most
crazy.
often in our game.
Yeah. Like, I think
People
the
just
only
say my
time
name.
someone calls you GM is if they're trying to do the hey GM,
Yeah.
like, and we don't do that.
Mm.
And just like Wakanda, we don't do that here. So
No, we don't often.
Not. The next one's increasing engagement. Just make your players okay. Like saying increasing engagement, I'm changing this creature to make my players get hype. I feel like that's like part and parcel of being the referee. Like you're there to keep the game going. You are the hype. Like you want your players to enjoy themselves.
yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh.
I knew you were gonna say
I want
something.
I do want my players to enjoy themselves. I don't want them to have a sad time. But again, it's like if you're all there to accept what happens, then that's a style of game too, you know?
Mm.
So sometimes things are awful. And sometimes things are like way too easy. And sometimes things are just right. But it's like up to them to interact with those things. In a certain style of game.
Yeah. And
look,
make sure
if I'm gonna run a one shot, I'm gonna do all these things. I'm gonna increase my engagement. I'm gonna try to make it the most exciting thing ever because it's once, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna dump everything I have into it. I'm gonna try to really make it this one self-contained thing that is like you go watch a movie, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's what my idea of a one shot. And like I need to do every trick in my book to have it go good. But again, that's just a one shot. If I'm running a campaign, I want to run like a sandbox and you tell me. And if you're like, I want to go put my thumb up my butt in town all day, then I'm like, all right, guys, his character is going to put his thumb up his butt in town all day. That's what he wants to do. You keep coming back every week for this? Okay.
Yeah. Like, there's so many people I've seen recently, I guess because I'm answering, like, DM Academy posts for work, that, like, I'm getting so many in my inbox that are like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing a good job, or, oh, I don't know if the players at my table are enjoying it. Like, if they're coming back every week, they're enjoying it.
Yeah, because you guys could play, like, Magic the Gathering. Right? Like, you guys could play fucking with Legos or put thumbs up each other's butts. Like, whatever you guys want to do. You don't have to play D&D.
Yeah. It's so funny because I was playing with magnetic building blocks earlier to build stuff.
You're going to say you had your thumb up your butt earlier.
I mean, that's just a regular day.
I wasn't sure.
Sorry for the detour.
No, Awaz, you're 100% right. You legitimately cannot, like, they're just gone. It's not even like they don't pop up. Okay, I'm adding this to the research notes that you're on Firefox.
Yo,
I'm wondering.
Not to.
Oh no, go.
Sorry, go on. I was gonna say not to interrupt, but like I always do, but this I want to say this is from Sly Flourish.
Is it
a lazy DM?
Yeah.
So what's his name? Mike Shea, I think. By the way, I'm talking a lot of shit. Every paragraph, I'm like, well, but I like him.
Yeah.
I do like the lazy DM, and I think that workbook or like the book, the Lazy DM book, when I got it, really helped me kick a lot of bad like prep habits, and that was like one stepping stone in my journey away from like unhealthy D&D GMing. So I like him. I'm not trying to talk shit about him or his philosophies or anything. Like, let it be known, he's fine. I don't have any issue. I'm just gonna, actually, anyway.
You're the official devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, always.
That's good.
I mean, I know every every time I get lazy and I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna roll on the table. They've been wandering in the woods for like 3 days. Something should happen to them. And I roll something. It's something like one goat. It's always something so dumb that I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
I
Sometimes it
cannot
is.
do this.
But then, like, I came into this because I was writing up encounter tables recently, and as I was writing up the encounter table, I was just like, man, I really wonder, like, what's the likelihood that you're gonna run into a dragon versus run into, like, 12 goblins? And I was like, quite honestly, equal. Like,
According to
as
this
long as,
table.
It depends on the
like, quite
world.
honestly, like, yeah,
Yeah,
it depends
definitely
on the
depends on the
situation, but
world.
it's like, but
That's
like,
world building.
yeah, but I realized, like, I can't feel bad if that happens, because hopefully my players are smart enough to realize, yo, don't go fuck with the dragon. Or maybe they aren't.
I feel like that's
Maybe
also
they aren't.
a very system specific thing, because like the
Yeah.
assumption in 5e is like, if it's being thrown at me, I must be able to kill it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
That's a full style of play based on that assumption. And when I say like different styles and genres and the way people run and stuff, that's absolutely one style of play. And it's, I would say, the popular way to play,
Yeah.
the most popular way to play 5e right now. And that is purely unacademic, like guesstimation style. Uh, just, saying that for no reason. I think that's how the majority of people play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how I
Like,
killed my first character in Cardinal.
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't because I wanted you guys to think that, like, oh, I'm only, like, oh, I'm punishing you either. It's quite literally because there's nothing that says in this world that you have to fight it. Like,
Yeah.
I think players are hard tuned to think that encounter means fight.
No, I think encounter means like one of several things. Like when certain GMs prep a night of gameplay, they say encounter goblins, combat. This is how many of them are. X rounds into it, something happens, like blah blah blah. I think that's how they prepare encounters,
Yeah.
and that's not, that is maybe more than 50% of the people playing modern D&D play it that way, but that's not the only way to play it. So that's why I say, like, I think this article is strictly aimed at that style of play.
Mm.
And I think it's easy to aim a lot of content online at that style of play because, again, I think it's the most popular.
Mm.
So if you're playing a West Marches sandbox thumb up butt game, it might not apply the same way, that advice. So
No, it makes total sense. I also feel like almost every person that I have spoken to that wants to play D&D now but has never played is like, oh yeah, I'm expecting to jump in and play like a Legends of Elfantris style game, a Critical Role type game, a Dimension 20 type game, because that's what D&D is. But it's, I mean, it could be anything really. It depends on what table you're
Yeah.
sitting at. You're right.
They expect it to be a video game without the screen.
Mm-hmm.
well,
There's a lot of that too.
a very specific type of video game, a video game in which you bought and you're owed the ending to.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very specific type of video game. It's not just a video game. It's not like, because again, you can run any type of video game. Someone can run Dark Souls, Darkest Dungeon, fucking all types of, like, you guys are lucky to make it out of your first dungeon type shit video games. And then there's like, I'm gonna make sure that we all have fun and we all have a good time style video games, and they're both equally valid. It's also valid to prefer one over the other, right? Like, it's all good.
I think though that there is a little bit, like, I think there's certain terms that we have in created and use in like 5e and stuff like that in common tabletop RPG games. Terms like BBEG, like, oh, well, what's this campaign's BBEG? Like,
That's a
you
tough
read,
one. Yeah.
it's like you read Curse of Strahd, in your mind, it's like, we gotta fight Strahd. But it's also, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of written that you stop Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you join Strahd? What if you get Strahd to agree to stand down somehow? Like, what if combat wasn't your only solution? I think that when we use terms like BBEG, we automatically provide the players the idea that they're the heroes, this is the villain, it ends in combat.
Well, I think if you are saying you have a BBEG, then yes, you're very explicitly stating you're the heroes, that's the bad guy, right? Like, I think it's not even subtext at that point. It's fucking text. It's like, you guys are doing this. This is the game we're playing. You're going up against Strahd, the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is valuable. I think everyone should be telling everyone the game they're playing. I go out of my way to say we're not playing any certain game. In my game, it's like we do not have a BBEG. The BBEG will be the BBEG that emerges from gameplay. Right? Like, if you get attacked in the middle of the night by bandits and they steal all your shit and like leave you there, you might hate them and they become rivals. I didn't plan for them to become rivals, but now they're your rivals because you fucking don't like them. They're another, you know what I mean? Like,
when we want our shit back.
Yeah. And like, that's sort of the natural way of,
it
like,
wouldn't have been
maybe
lost if somebody didn't talk.
Yeah, well, you go and you get your revenge on the bandits, right? Because that's immediately what I know my party would want to do. And they go get their revenge on the bandits. They kill them all. For one, they like fuck one up and leave him alive. He gets away somehow. And then that guy reoccurs, and maybe a year in game, he comes back and he's fucking things up for the party off screen. And they have to, you know what I mean? Like, he becomes a villain, and it's like natural and organic based on the events of the game becoming obvious what would happen or something. You know what I mean? Like, the game writes itself, and the players choose who they care enough about to be the villains.
Yeah.
But there is a style of game in which you say, it's Strahd, you know, you're level 1. How are you going to get the fuck out of here? You know, like, do your best. Strahd's the best.
And sometimes you want, and sometimes, like, even if you're giving them a big villain, they still have minor villains they have to deal with from time to time. So, like, you don't not get to drop them into somebody's dungeon and be like, hey, we know that you really want to fight this guy, but this guy captured you. Good luck. Now he's on your radar real quick. He's heard about you, and he thinks if he takes you out the way, he can make some money. That's a new villain. That's a new problem to deal with. And now the party has another problem on their hands. Fame. Maybe the villain's sending people after them. Like, you can just spiral it off into whatever you want. That's the beauty of fantasy. But I definitely agree with you in letting it be organic, in the sense of your players invested time and created a problem and created their own problem. Essentially.
Yeah. You know, like, your players will, there's some accepted wisdom where it's like, you never say the name of the monster, right? It's like this small little green skinned, pointy eared, pointy teeth humanoid figure with a jagged dagger and torn leathers, snarls at you and talks in some language that sounds vaguely goblinoid, right? Like, I said goblinoid to give you a little bit of a hint, but it's like, is it a goblin? Is it something? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, or a rat-faced human body. You know, you start describing things and you don't say what they are. Kobold or whatever, right? You don't say that. And that's sort of the same thing. You get a lot of stuff in the game done by, like, not saying the name of stuff and just describing it, and, like, you know, like,
That was one of my pet peeves. There was a real play podcast, and I do not remember which one it is, so I don't remember who I'm bad mouthing. But there was no, there was a DM that would be describing something like in a room, and he would be like describing things, this is this, this is this, and then he would be like, this appears to be this, and it's like he did it every single time, and it was like, dude, everyone knows that's the mimic now.
Yeah.
Or like there's a
Yeah.
trapdoor there, or like whatever it was.
Ah,
Like he would always say this appears to be. I'm like, either say it for nothing or say it for everything. But like either everything appears to be something or nothing appears to be something. But
That-
like way to give away the farm every time.
Yeah, that probably ruins like as an audience member, and it's like as a player you might not even pick up on it because it's like someone doing your brain work for you. You know what I mean? It's like,
no, but I do.
you're just like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
we click that. Like that's just the style of game we play. Like,
Yeah.
you know, whoever it is, like Jeff just always says like, oh, it looks like it was just recently moved. You know, like, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's what I look at. But I think that's like a symptom of like bad adventure writing and reading only modern adventures, only badly written modern adventures. And I think that's because like a lot of times you have to like go through this paragraph of text to discern what is in the room, when a
Yeah.
lot of like other adventures, there's like a style of adventure layout called control panel format that does a lot of like bullets. So it's like chest. So it's like, okay, you guys walk into the room, there's a chest there, and it's like, okay, what kind of chest? And you look and it says chest in bold in parentheses, like wooden iron bands, slightly rusted. So you're like, it's a wooden chest. And they're like, okay, does it look easy to open? Well, it's reinforced with iron bands that look kind of rusted though. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go over and look. Is there a lock? And you see right after chests, iron bands, rusted, whatever, it says locked. And it's like, you know, it tells you in like just words, but expanding on each word. So it's like, here's one word and then in parentheses about that word, and that's how you sort of should like I like that as a guide for how to GM, how to ref, where it's, you know, you see a chest, okay, let me ask about the chest more. It's wooden.
Mhm.
Okay, is it hard to open? It's reinforced, there's a lock. Okay,
Yeah.
what
You
does the
make them
lock
do
look
the work.
like? Yeah, exactly. And it's like it becomes a conversation. It becomes like just you ask question, I answer it, then I ask you, okay, now what? And that's the
Mhm.
cycle over and over and over again. That's how everything
And that's
works. That's how
fun.
combat works. That's how everything
Mhm.
should be reduced to this, like, I describe and ask you what do, and you ask me a question or tell me what you do. And then we repeat.
Yep.
You know, like, so I think there's a symptom of like I was given a paragraph that one paragraph that describes an entire festival. How do I describe this to my players? You're left out on your own. How do you translate that single paragraph, or maybe two, to like describe something that you consider to be like, or really in actuality could be like hours of gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can expand on it as much as you want, but this adventure gave you a paragraph. So it's like this symptom of like, what is gameable, what is not gameable, how are we telling players what is gameable in an adventure we write? Like, everyone can read their own notes, hopefully. How can someone else read that and just like translate it into a like actionable game, clickable with like movable parts? It's tough, and I think a lot of this entire same like percentage of people that I think play that style of game we just described and I talked about, it's like over half the players of 5e. I think they all have this issue too. Like I think they've all been left out in the open by the game that they run. It's not their fault, is what I'm trying to say. They've been failed.
Learning that the conversation has to take place also takes time. Like it's almost that same watching my players, like watching them, getting to see their faces as they realize, oh, this isn't like a video game where everything that I can do is already defined. Like I'm helping to define what's happening, what the rules of this game are based on like how I can use language with the DM and the other people at the table to figure that out. And like getting to see that is nice, but I also think the I can ask questions about what's in the room is like something not taught if you're used to playing video games, where like everything around you, all four walls have always been there. Like there's always been guardrails to be like, no, you have to be in this box. But role-playing games are fun because you could do whatever.
And real life isn't sufficient reference, because you look at something and in your brain you say, I looked at it, I've seen everything I need to see about it, but we're here to tell you what you see about it. How do you tell someone what you see? It's like, you look, you see a chest. Well, what about that chest? Do you want to go over and look at the chest? You know what I mean? Like it's, you have to in reality, you think I just look at the chest and I know everything that I can see about it. But so the GM thinks, well, they look at the chest, I have to tell them it's a wooden chest, it has bands, there's a lock, there's scratches on the floor from where it was moved, blah blah blah. You know, like you just go through all this thing because they looked at it.
But I think it's kind of also, in a weird way, when like video games started highlighting the items we needed to look for, versus putting you in the room and you had to actually search the room.
Oh,
like,
those
press
goddamn
A
yellow
everything.
painted lines on everything.
Yeah, like, hey, just press A on everything until you find the thing you're looking for.
What about like it highlights the items in the room? Like that's pretty bad. Like it outlines, right? Like that's sort of a style of game that people enjoy. You know, I don't particularly enjoy that, but there's probably a lot more than 2 people, so more than me, that enjoy that.
But like that style of gameplay, like you said, it's for some people.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a lot lost in that style, where you take away agency from your players to think. And we shouldn't be crippling thinking on our players.
Depends. I think about that sort of thing sometime. I'm sorry I just talk so much, but
no, this is great.
This is literally what we do.
Yeah.
I think about that sometimes, but some people just want to turn off and they want to enjoy your D&D game, but they don't want to count firewood. I play a game where you have to count firewood. All right? I have 6 players that have to count their firewood.
Yes, we do.
But I can imagine there are more than 6 players that don't want to count any firewood. There's probably 6 players that want to play D&D, but they don't give a fuck about some of the shit that we give a fuck about. Like what kind of food they're serving at the inn or something like that. They just want to play the adventure. You know what I mean? They want to like get together and do the thing. Or like, you know, I know people who play 5e in a way where every week the GM just presents them with a new arena boss battle.
True.
There's like almost no connection, right? Because it's like episodic. It's like this week we're going to fight this giant monster here because we're monster hunters. This week we go here because that's the next thing. And it's like that GM might not even run travel at all. They might not do, you know, or they might, who knows? You could spell jammer between, like, you know, and then you have me, which is count all your firewood, random encounters everywhere, all types of shit like that, sandbox, right? So it's just like everyone plays different.
There was a guy who used to post in Todd Michael Putnam's like creative tabletop things, and he used to run I assume it's still going, I just haven't seen him post in a long time, but he used to run, I think he called it the Dungeon Game Show, and he would have 4 random players come every week, and he would just build like a Smash TV like dungeon, and they'd have to see if they could survive every week. And I was like, some people are into that. They just want to see if they can drop in and live.
I mean, if to the player that's just playing in a one shot, that's cool.
Yeah.
To the GM, you gotta like that to want to run that more than once, right? Like I think that GMs want to run a lot of things, and at the same time, once they run something successful, they immediately think, I would love to run this again for another group of people. And I think that's like Tolkien's problem too, because again, Hobbit was a banger. Lord of the Rings was kind of boring.
Get out.
I was just about to say, I can feel the heat rising.
I'm just kidding. I mean, like, I don't feel like it was that bad, but I just think Hobbit was a banger, and it was a little more swashbuckly and quick. And then, there's a great Matt Colville video. This is RPG related, I promise.
It's okay.
Where he starts the video. Yeah, he starts the video describing a D&D game that took place between like a kid and his brother and like a group of friends or whatever. And then he describes how later, like 20 years later, they got back together to try to play the game again, and it was a total fucking disaster because they wanted to play like the same game again. And it's actually Matt Colville telling the story of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings as if they were D&D games, and how the style of D&D game was like The Hobbit was like this sandbox where it's like, we're gonna go on an adventure, and The Lord of the Rings is like, no, you have to go this way. You have to march your asses this way to the volcano. And it's like two different styles of D&D, and it's the sandbox versus the railroad. I think that's the name of the Colville's video. Anyway, it's a good video. You should watch it.
Big fan of Colville over here. I think we're all big fans of Colville over here.
Oh, yeah.
Did anyone read Draw Steel?
No.
Someone read it and run me through it.
I think Grimjack bought it. I think
it
Grimjack bought that one.
All right, tell him to read that shit and become a fucking whatever they call it over there. Fucking
whatever the name for referee is.
Yeah. What do you think they call it? A story welder.
Oh, that's sick. I was gonna go like sergeant or something, but
no,
story welder like is so much
the
cooler.
Conductor. I don't know. It's got to be something fucking. I don't know.
Something over the top.
Yeah,
Look, we're talking about different styles of games, and he basically made Dungeons and Dragons 4E with cards.
Yes, he did.
And called it Draw Steel, implying that it really is just about combat.
Yeah, I'm.
It's a tactical combat game.
I'm assuming that it's Final Fantasy Tactics with it, but you took out all the story and just go from engagement to engagement.
Dude, he took out from what I remember, he took out the equipment list. There's no equipment list. Yeah, he has a whole video. He has a whole video where he looks. Look, I love him, but he has a video where he looks at the camera and he goes, "What is this for? I don't think we've ever used an equipment list in 20 years of playing the game." And it's like, dude, I use the equipment list every single session. Every single session.
On the
I refer to
I'm
the
most
list.
annoying person with the equipment list I know. What? I'm always looking at the equipment list like, yo, how do I use? Can I combine? Clubs, how long when you first introduced us to like Beckme and BX and like, when you finally took us out of 5e, how long did I stare at the whip and beg you for ways to use the whip? Every equipment list, you're like, hey man, there's whips on here. I'd be like, huh, are there ways to use it better? You're like, no, it's still just a whip.
I mean, in the moment, you can use it to do things.
Yeah, hey, listen, it humbled me. The whip, I'm gonna be honest, the whip is the item that I think humbled my D&D experience.
What? No.
Yeah, because
I think
my desire for a whip that did more than 1d4.
Dude, you have to get a magic whip.
Yeah, you got to play.
I know.
Kibbles has they're basically Belmonts. One of his not artificer subclasses is basically a Belmont, and if you decide to spec them into whip, all they can do is whip. But they have like 7 billion abilities with a whip, and I was like, this is made. I know he was sitting at his table and he was like, why do whips suck? I'm just gonna make whips not suck into an entire subclass. Class and subclass.
here's the thing. I absolutely wanted a whip to live out my own in-game fighter D&D Castlevania dream. But like at the same time, I think there's something to it for me where it's just like, you know what? This is as close as you can get. You got to do your best with it. It's not supposed to be 1-for-1 because if you really want, technically you could be a cleric in older editions, and then you've got an even more of like a vampire hunter feel because you're quite literally an undead slayer by like proxy. Like that's your job.
You know, I was thinking about it. I don't think a whip was 1d4 damage, which is the same as a dagger in old editions.
Oh, it's 1d2.
It's 1d2, and I don't think it gets
And
a
it's
benefit
save
from
versus
strength.
no, it gets no benefits from any stat. It does allow you to save versus paralysis.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you like save versus paralysis, or get like wrapped with the whip,
Yeah.
right? You get like
Yeah.
held. So that would have been sweet in the offhand.
Yeah, but the problem is it's a two-handed weapon.
Is it?
Yeah, you can't use
Dude,
a
how
shield.
long was this whip? It's like a flagpole.
I think the idea is it's like a bullwhip.
Dude, you can whip with.
Yeah, Jax the Whipper
Yeah,
does
but
it all
I
the
don't
time.
think you. I don't think they ever
I don't think
allow
it was
you to use
two-handed.
I
You're
don't
gonna
think
send me
I've
to the
ever.
PDF right now. You're gonna send me to the PDF.
And go to the PDF. Check the receipts.
I'm pulling it up right now. Pulling it up right now. It doesn't mean we have to pause talking while I'm looking it up, but
No.
I am.
I
I'm
also
looking it
feel
up.
like I'm pretty sure at this point we've already hit up the other 2 points in this video, which are you can change your monster, and build a new monster. Just homebrew. If your world supports, if your game type supports homebrew, like you can do whatever you. The Pinkertons only come after people these days who steal magic cards. Okay, you're safe.
Yeah, and again, it's the conversation of, hey, your player wants to be a fighter but wants to use a katana, so call the longsword a katana.
Yeah.
It does the same damage. It's just a katana now. Like, hey, you put a frost aura. You put a frost aura around your zombies because you're in the snow, and you call them Draugr.
Bam.
Instead of them being just dumb, simple zombies, give them axes. Give them simple hand axes. Boom. Look at that. We just built an entire creature off of 2 additions. A little bit of cold resistance and a big ass.
Not two-handed.
Thank
not
God.
Two-handed.
Or
But
if Nintendo says something, yeah, sure, correct.
not two-handed, but you either cause damage, 1d2, or entangle. But and you have to declare before. I don't know why. But it could be from 5 to 30 feet long.
Oh.
And it says this weapon is not very useful except as a tactical device.
I love how the game's just like, yo, why do you want this?
It says it is most often used by a thief or other character who wants to help a frontline fighter somehow while not actually engaging in melee. Yeah, I mean,
hey, you should want better. That's what the game book is telling you.
Shoot for the stars.
Right.
Not whip.
Do better.
Don't whip towards the stars.
Speaking of whips, man. Never mind.
Oh.
I was going to say I got my like Trench Crusade on the brain.
Ooh. That's good stuff. You guys are all really... I wish DT was still here because he's been on a painting rampage with his Warhammer stuff, but he's like, just give me more. And I'm like, like, listen, if you guys know by now, the amount of minis I have is absolutely absurd. Like, if he wants more stuff to paint, he can have it. I have so much stuff that I cannot use at the same time. He already has, like, I gave him all the stuff from the original Grim Hollow. And I was like, I have to put these together. And he looked at me and he was like, nah, let me paint them first. And I was like, listen, if you want to take them off the sprues and paint them, I'm not going to say no. These are yours to work with now. Here you go. Otherwise, they're just going to sit on the sprues. I'm not going to touch them.
Paint them shits.
I want to have a paint night at
Painted.
one point, though. Like, I just feel like that's something I need to do.
Yeah, paint them.
Is it really
I
69?
haven't really. Sorry, what did you say?
Nice. Are we really streaming at 60? I only see 60 frames a second. But if we're streaming at 69, then nice.
But yeah, I think we've gone through
Yeah, I think we're done.
this first article quite well.
Yeah.
Long story short, I think the better advice is if you need to build a new creature, just add stuff that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or don't make sense and do
True.
whatever.
So our next article is one from TheGamer, as you all know and love for their amazing articles.
Oh god.
Clever wordplay and all that jazz. But I figured since it was spooky-ish season, I guess breaking a Warlock pact, just being a Warlock in most cases, involves some weird stuff, which could be spooky. Most of them are generally evil, but they don't have to be. I think the first question before we even get into any of this is, how do you guys feel in your own campaigns if you have Warlocks, when you have Warlocks? If someone breaks their pact, 1, do you take their powers away? And 2, would you let them swap into another class for whatever level they were? Those are the questions I want to ask you guys.
Yes and no.
I think yes, you take their powers away. I don't think you should be able to become something else because you're already a warlock. You've just messed up. You've got to earn your way back.
You could be a fighter. That's the one,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, well, isn't that the old school cleric way that when you, because old school clerics are
That's what I'm
technically
basing
just
my answer
warlocks.
on. Yeah, if you get kicked out of being a cleric, you can be a fighter.
Yeah,
Oh,
you just become a
interesting.
fighter of the same level.
You become a fighter, and then if you want to be a cleric again, you go on like a freaking holy crusade or something as a fighter and earn it back.
Yeah, you have to earn God's favor.
Okay. DM Lacara?
I have never been in this situation. I have never had somebody want to be a warlock.
What?
I feel like they're so popular. I want to be a warlock.
There you
We
go.
well, we
I don't
decided a
think-
while ago we all want to be
that.
labyrinth warlocks.
Oh,
true.
true.
Yeah, no, nobody. The people I play with are all extremely, like, at worst, they're chaotic good in real life. So there's not a lot of people that are signing up to be warlocks in my campaign.
You have like all priests.
It's a lot. It just picture the most adoption agency group you could imagine, and then double it.
Yeah, that tracks.
I have.
And add
I have-
mangoes.
Yeah, we're down to 7 people now, and every single one of them will like fight each other to be the one to help the little old lady cross the street.
Cute.
I mean, it's fun, but
Yeah.
yeah, so definitely warlocks have not come up on my radar. I mean, yes, take away their powers. I agree with that. I think it would depend on their pact, like what they were specializing in. Like if they were pact to the book, I might let them talk their way into being one of the like learned magic classes. If they were, something more fighty, then tell them to be a barbarian. Because like a fighter assumes a certain amount of actual training, and warlocks usually lean pretty heavily on their pact for whatever. So I feel like a barbarian would be more suited. But,
Oh, like there's a
yeah.
piece left behind that lets them rage, maybe? I was originally going to say thief just because I'm
Well, I
thinking
mean,
they're
they're usually
edgy. But
they're
you're
usually pretty angsty, so
true.
like just tell them to lean into it.
Hmm. I was thinking thief, and then the training really is what threw me off. I was like, he's not
Yeah,
going
the
to be
training is
able to
what throws me off too.
pick a lock. I almost said lock a pick. Pick a lock. Probably not. Probably hasn't
Yeah,
been
it's like
stealthy a lot of the time either.
yeah, all of a sudden you're like, you get fired from your job and you become an acrobat overnight, and it's like, what the fuck? That's sort of like why I have an issue with it. It's like I get that the reason you would do it is because like, well, that player made that character and likes them and they don't want to stop playing them. But it's like, you like hopefully this was a choice you made knowingly. It wasn't like your GM rug pulling you. It's
Yeah.
like your warlock is like, do this job for me and don't do the opposite of what I'm telling you, or else shakes fist. And it's like you do the opposite on purpose, and then you spit on your patron, and it's like, dude, you're fired.
Yeah.
You know you'd be fired. Make a new character or be a fight. I say be a fighter. You're right. You're probably right that like it implies some kind of training versus a barbarian. I'm saying a fighter only because I play an edition where like fighter is like essentially like a catch-all for like someone who is like not just a human. They're like
I
a
see.
human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like yeah, like basically anyone who isn't level 0 can at least be a fighter. And it kind of, my example of a cleric losing their cleric hood and becoming a fighter kind of makes more sense because a cleric is like more like a Templar or like a cruise, something like that back in the day. So less priest, more paladin. So it's just like all of a sudden you lose that and you focus more on fighting. But I don't know. I say like it depends on the game, right? Like if you tell if your players are only there because they made a certain character that they fucking cosplay on the weekends, then I'm sure they're not gonna like to hear that.
Yeah. The reason I is because I was thinking this could be a perfect time if your player's like, I don't want to be this warlock anymore, where the warlock takes the power away, they die, and they come back as awakened undead or fallen. That would be a time where I'd be like, all right, which are the two weird races we looked at last week? Which are both like the way that they're written. It's like, oh yeah, you could start from this, but it doesn't make sense story-wise to really, especially the fallen, which is that you died and you had a really negative emotion, or because it was late when the guy wrote it up. It's like the way what he wrote was sometimes you died, you feel really fulfilled, and we were like, huh? So you come back and stay there? But he actually wrote in the comments it was late, and it was so good.
No, what? Dude, I'm telling you, it was.
Normalize it being late.
It's so funny.
It's always late somewhere.
It's always late somewhere. I need that on a shirt.
Add to the list.
That's funny.
It's always late somewhere. Oh, I forgot to say, if you would like to follow along with us and you're on YouTube, you can drop the description of this here video and follow along with us. For the fellow DMs, here you go. For those of you on Twitch, here you go. You can follow along with us. I really wish DT stayed in here for this because these are things he's probably going to need to know when the rest of the party attacks him. Because he is desperately trying to get a black dragon to be his patron. I want to be a warlock. Yeah. Okay. The number 9 entry on this list is ask nicely. And the fact that they're showing a unicorn and like a fae for this, like, I mean, I guess, but probably the person who's like, I need to leave real bad. I don't think that their patron is a unicorn. Like, or a nice kind of fae. Like, I don't think that's the person you're like, hey, so can I leave? I'm pretty sure these people are these creatures are like keeping you alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I sort of forgot for a second what the like purpose of this article was and how it was like it's about switching patrons.
This one's just how to break a pact with a patron. But we were
Break
all
a
like,
pact.
we were like,
So weird. Such a weird article to make. Fuck you, website. Also, so strange. So strange. But yeah. I was thinking that I think it's cool when characters are able to switch classes, but I think it has to sort of make sense in game. And that's why also fuck this website, because like suggesting that the player like I don't know, it's just weird. Anyway, yeah, it has to make sense in game, right? Like if you fuck up your pact and get fired from your pact, say for instance, for a specific example, why are you getting fucking a gift of something like a new class that you want? Like, why is that the lesson that we're teaching here? Like, why not make it something positive about the new class instead of like, you got fired from this and it's like, now I'm something else, yay. It seems so weird, and it's like, why not just make it like you decide to do something else, you work towards that thing, you accomplish it, and now the patron's mad at you, right? You broke your pact, and now he's shaking his finger at you. He's, I'm gonna get you, that kind of stuff, right? Like, and now you have your own villain baked into the game that you made. Everyone always writes their own backstory with like, someone's mad at me, and now you just made someone who's mad at you.
Yeah. See, Awaz and I on the same like level, like, oh, it'd be cool if you could switch patrons, but like your old patron's not going to be happy about it. Chances are,
Yeah.
Like, you'll be hunted for the rest of the game,
Unless you're switching because your original patron got eaten.
Ooh.
Yeah, but then like you let that happen, and you should be punished by losing your magic, and now you have to go find a new patron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, but also I would have it so that maybe other patrons are like, yo, aren't you the guy whose patron got eaten? Like, yo, I don't know, man. Like, do we want to mess with you?
You might be bad luck. Like, I don't know about that.
Like, yeah, we know all about you, buddy.
I don't know, bro.
I think like, I don't know. I guess it's going back to that style of game thing, but it's like there's this style of game where it's like you guys are going to play heroes, make a hero, come up with why they're heroic, and like let's play the game. I don't care if you stick to that at all, right? Like that's a style of game. And then there's also a style of game where it's like make your characters, and it's like, I want to be a hero, and it's like, shut the fuck up. You're making a level 1 character. You're not a hero. Make someone who someone wants to call a hero. Like, what the fuck? Do something
Comment
heroic.
or background.
Yeah.
Right.
Do something heroic, right? Try that.
Earn it.
Earn it. And then those are both like valid styles, and I think, I don't know, like switching around, I don't know. Hopefully you understand why I say that. And think
I
it's
also
relevant.
feel like if you're like, I don't know, say like your character happened to get to level 12 and you've been playing the campaign since level 1, like at that point you might as well make a new character. Like, this guy has all this story and background, and he's done so many adventures. Let them rest. Like, it doesn't have to be the same character.
I think that's cool.
It's not to say you won't call on that character again either.
Yeah.
It's just, you're done with them for right now.
Yeah, I think there's like shame about like losing a character in like that sort of way, but I think that's actually, it should be the opposite. You should be like prideful. If it's level 1 and you started a class and you realize you didn't like that class and you want to ditch this character, then fuck it. Throw him into the sun. Who gives a shit? But if it's like, you got to level 12 or something like that, and you like where this character's at, they like met someone in game or whatever it is, you know, like they have something going on, they're the king or they're the fucking sorceress of the tower, like whoever they are. You are like, whatever, my character is going to go live in the tower or be a baker and in town here, and I'm gonna make a new level 1 character or whatever. Like, I think that should be the fucking goal. Like, I think that should literally be the goal for probably a certain type of game, going back to that. That should be the goal, because now, like, you all know this character, you've played it from level 1 to level 12, you hand it over to the GM in a responsible way where you're still basically playing the character, you just don't play the character each day, right? Like, if you're in game and it's like, we need to do something. Well, my character's at the fucking bakery. Like, he's level 12. Let's go ask him a question. Like, obviously he can't come out in an adventure anymore, but like, fucking, we can eat them buns. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Just like that too.
yeah.
Just like that.
So-
We can eat the buns.
I want
You know,
like
like-
the patron to be running the bakery. I want this to be like the devil's a part-timer.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yes. They come back
So-
because they touch the sun. Now they're an empowered.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, empowered.
We're going back to stream 1, baby.
Or engineer a situation flip. Something wild happens, or a wish spell misfires, or something, and all of a sudden your player's the patron.
Yo, wish spell, yeah, some fucky shit could totally happen with a wish spell, right? Like, wish spell, all the rules go out the window.
Yeah.
So
They
it's like,
ask to be released from their pact or whatever, and the way it's interpreted is they become the patron. They can
something,
release it
yeah.
because they're the one holding the pact. But there's a whole lot of other stuff that comes with that now.
I like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good like wish subversion thing.
Monkey paw. That
Yeah, I mean,
shit.
I think wish is a good idea to if you have a character that's like having a real in-game issue with their patron, right? Like, it's like the patron's like, go suck everyone's blood or whatever, and he's like, I don't want to suck everyone's blood anymore. You know, and you're like trying to, and this is like an in-game struggle, and it's going back and forth or whatever, and then all of a sudden that character finds a wish somehow, and they look at the GM through the fourth wall and is like, I'm gonna use it for this. Like, you got to respect that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's fine to subvert it in the way you said, but like, now you're the pact holder, like that would be cool. But like, finally, it has in-game precedent to happen. It like makes sense. It's not that crazy. It's like blah blah blah. You know, like that would be a great way to do it. Get yourself a wish.
Well, I think kind of even going back to what we were talking about before, in terms
Fucking
of like
wishes, man. Sorry.
no,
I'm
it's
excited
okay.
about wishes.
You were talking about the class change thing. I think the only other class I would let a person change from a warlock into is like one of the holy casters. Like, yo, you don't want to have a patron because you
think that
found
makes
God.
a little bit of sense. I would also argue that depending on how you're, like, maybe you left because like your patron got absorbed to someone else or what have you, but you've had their power for so long. I might even say you're a sorcerer now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's been ages potentially. I mean, story beat wise, or whatever you want.
So here's the deal. You play a game, it's like, you know, you're playing this campaign, you have a warlock, you don't want the warlock anymore, you guys go through this arc, beat the boss or whatever, and you talk to the GM, and the GM's like, you know, 5-year time jump to the next session, we're going to do this new arc, right? Because everyone plays the game a different way.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, I'm going to try to break my pact and go to wizard school.
Oh, that works too.
And become a wizard. And it's like, okay, 5 years, sure, you're not going to be level 6 anymore, you'll be like level 4. And it's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I like that. Okay.
Right? Like, on a
That-
long enough timeline, things make sense. Actually, barbarian, depending on your game too, like you go spend a few fucking years in the wild, right? Or like
You can become an ancestral Path of the Ancestral Warrior Barbarian because when you split it, you're stuck with the previous people who had that pact. Like they're haunting you.
that's some fucking like ultramarine chaplain type. They wear
Yeah,
the
it
skulls
is.
of the
That
person who
is.
wore the suit for them.
That
Is
is
it the
some like
chaplain?
real deep. Yeah, that is some real deep shit right there. That is. I like it.
I was gonna like all of these make sense. This next one, like search for an escape clause. Like if you're in a contract with a devil and they give you like a side quest to do and you finish it, I was fine until my question up until the very last sentence was, yeah, but now what happens to this character? They're just a normie now. But then at the end, it's like, oh, this will be their last side quest before they respec. I'm not letting them respec. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no respecking. Like the only no, you're not fucking respecking. I'm sorry, just no.
I feel like it's
Why
gotta be
not?
in-game stuff.
Yeah,
Mm.
like what's the narrative reason you respect?
Right. But like if there is one, then that's fine.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like when we used to argue about this with Grimjack all the time, where he was like, I want to be such and such race artificer. And we were like, your character wouldn't be here as that race because there's only one race in this general area where you guys are adventuring that are artificers. And he was like, I don't care. I want to be this one. And we're like, it don't make sense. And so I was like, okay, hear me out. If you died and you got resurrected, sometimes you change race. That makes total sense. That is the only way it's going to make sense that your character is here right now doing their thing, is an artificer.
Mhm.
So you could have been that old race before, but now you're something different. He was like, no, I want to be born as the race that I want. I was like, well, you could be, but you'd be on the other side of the world from the rest of this party. Like, you have no reason to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta make it make sense within your world.
Yeah, that's reminds me of another Colville video. The saying no video.
Very
Where he
important.
like he gives an example of like his friend wanted to be an elf from like this 80s music video or inspired by this 80s music video. And Colville told him no because the elves in the world are not like that. And he's like, yeah, but maybe one is. And he said, like, that's fine if one is somewhere, but they're all like basically alien to humans and don't act like that at all. And if we're going to be playing a game, like, this isn't just like an elf, it's the elf. It's the only elf we're going to like come in contact with for a long time. And they're not going to be anything like these elves that the elves are in the world. And it's just going to dilute like the elf. Like, that's his reason. I'm not saying these are good reasons, but you know, there are world building reasons in which you would want to restrict combinations or things or something, ideas, right? Like, that does make sense, especially when you've been playing in the world for some time. If you're just setting up the world, then whatever.
Yeah.
Right? If you're asking for collaboration, then sure. But it's like you've been playing for 30 sessions and it's like, I want a different character. I want to be fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. And it's like, well, you know, we're playing Mario. I think that that's a fine ask and it's not off base.
I'm totally okay with if you happen to have a real contract and then there's like a clause that's in there like give your player their super cool like John Wick arc, like complete murder this denizen of the abyss for me, and I will grant you your freedom. That's a sick way to have your character
Right.
go off into retirement. Assuming they survive.
Retirement's fucking sick, dude.
I just think
Yeah,
of
like having a character retire is a cool idea.
I just think of Monster Rancher, where when you raise your monsters up to a certain level and they
Oh, they
start
become
getting
new
old.
trainers.
Yeah, you can set them to retirement, which makes them your trainer, and they will always be there to teach your monsters, and they can never die. And like that is an honor to be the trainer of other
Well,
monsters.
yeah, because it's the idea of, because you know what it is? If you really think about it, it's the idea that you've trained this monster to be such a great warrior. It's literally going to monster Valhalla. It's becoming an higher. I will butcher that word to the end of my life, but that's okay. But essentially, it's being chosen by the Valkyrie to quite literally fight and be by your side. In like a very like, obviously that's a very drastic way I'm looking at it, but like that's also a really cool way to look at it, I feel like.
Let your characters retire is what we're saying. Let them retire.
You know, you've done good. It's
Let him
time to-
retire, but also play a game that is satisfying enough for your characters to retire in.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes. That's big important. Yes. Oh. There's an ad in the middle for another one. Yeah, whatever. The next one's get creative with the terms. Find a loophole. Like, is that not really the same as finding the escape clause? I just feel like that's the same. Unless you're asking specifically for give me a task.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit.
I give the last time I had a person with something even remotely close to a Warlock patron, it was Michael.
Oh my god.
And Michael asked the character to do a lot of things, and the character didn't do any of them, so all the gifts that he gave him, he took back. He even went so far as to take back the character's ability to use the like inspiration mechanic in the game.
Oh my god, that's petty, and I love it.
Yeah.
No, it was hilarious.
And
then he tried to trade to get his.
Yeah, he asked for like a berserk style eclipse sacrifice. Like bring souls here to meet me and I'll eat them style shit.
Oh, damn.
Bring your party members.
He thought about it.
Yeah, he thought about it.
Dick!
Yeah,
Never
yes,
sacrifice
he
your
did.
teammates. They'll come back for
No.
The reason I bring that up is because like I feel like a lot of people don't ask things of the Warlock. Like this fucking article is like, why don't you try to get out of it? It's like, dude, your patron is your like the patron, what are they doing?
you.
They're asleep the whole time?
And like, okay, hear me out. Even if your patron isn't like, I'm not saying. I know I've played in plenty of campaigns where the Warlock's Pact is like, oh, every 10 people I kill, I have to behead and I have to offer their skull up as a sacrifice to my patron. Like, you could have an evil patron for sure, and they could be like, oh, give me the souls of the damned and what have you. But depending on your world, like maybe your pact is something different. Like the warlocks that I have in my world that are partnered with the Dawn Titan, like DM Bacon's character, their pact is that they're on call 24/7 for the rest of their natural born lives. And like that's their pact. If something's wrong with a seal on Mygara, they're getting summoned. And that's the price they have to pay. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be. This article just keeps mentioning Asmodeus and sacrificing people. Like that doesn't have to be your pact bargain. Like make it fit your world.
Well, because I think they're going off the stereotypical dark, moody. Oh, I'm connected to the devils and the demons. Warlock, which is not every frickin' warlock. Like the
Or
Fae.
drama llamas.
Yeah, like
I should. I don't know if I took a picture. I got DM Bacon the Trauma Llama shirt. I gave it to him for D&D Versary, and he was like, "What the heck? Oh, 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 oh!" And then he put it on, and I was like, "I should have taken a picture for the group. That would have been fantastic."
he has to put it on and model for us.
God, yes. Ugh. What a good-looking man. 100% agree, Awaz. Like, don't. If one character is like going to sacrifice the rest of the players. At first, I was gonna say if one character is gonna fuck over all the rest of the players, don't let them do that unless it's agreed upon. And then I was like, oh wait, did I fall into that
be able
trap?
to run any D&D.
Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, no, technically I did not because JB's character in our campaign literally. It didn't actually really affect any of the other players what JB's character's plan was. It's just that Grimjack got real mad about it. That he felt like his character was like, oh, my character feels like it's being used, so I'm gonna attack JB instead of the thing that's about to kill us. It wasn't our fault. It wasn't like he wasn't in any danger. He was just indignant. Agreed. So many of the responses on DM Academy and like all the other subreddits are just, do you guys ever talk to your players? Like either at the table or outside a game? I think you should just sit down and have a chat.
No.
It would probably solve many of your problems if you just talk to people. It's true.
No, I don't think I will.
But I think
I
there's
don't think I will.
a conversation about expectations that doesn't really happen, and that's like a big one, which goes back into like game style. It's like people schedule a session 0, and in the session 0 they say like, I'm not going to assault you, and I'm not going to tell you anything about the game we're going to play. And it seems like both are important to be included. Like, set the ground rules and make everyone feel comfortable, but then also explain to them, hey, we're playing this style of game. You're going to be this, you're going to do that. Like, I fail to do that a lot of times, but I always preach, like, it's important to explain. Like, you can't just say, do you want to play D&D?
Yeah.
Right.
Because we're all playing the same, like you said, we're all playing the same game, but actually every game is totally different.
Yeah, but none of us are playing the same game, even if we are.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Like it. This one just seems like retirement. It's fulfill your pact. If someone gave you a job and you complete it, you don't have to be in the pact anymore. That's just retirement. That's the campaign is complete.
Yeah, there's things here that I'm like, if somebody tried this, I would be like, get out of my campaign.
All right.
The beginning of the second paragraph, perhaps that archfey stipulated that your warlock would serve them for a year and a day, which is just enough time in-game to experience the events of the campaign. So, play for 2 years in-game. You know, play for a year and 2 days.
Basically.
Great tip.
Basically, hey.
Great.
Fucking hacks over here.
It's pretty easy to come up with ways to end a warlock's contract organically. But like if that player just wants to be a warlock, I don't think most people are starting the campaign like I'm gonna be a warlock, but I'm gonna break my pact later.
even determine this as a topic for an article?
Also
Scroll up to the
true.
author's name. I want to see it. I want to see what their name is.
This one's by Rowan Cardosa.
Okay.
Sure it is.
Sure, AI Cardosa.
AI Cardoza is wild.
Rowan Cardosa is an article writer from the United States.
Doubt. Massive doubt.
I'm just kidding. I hope they're doing well.
I always hope they're doing well. I just wish they would have done better. No.
Wow.
It was late.
Ah, there's a whole thing in here. Just use wish. Yep. We did that one already. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Find a
Wish is
better
sweet.
deal. I like this idea. Like,
Okay.
if you're gonna switch, I would say if you can find another patron, but you're gonna have problems with it. Like, it's not gonna be a clean deal.
Well, I love my favorite sentence of this part is where it says, "You should discuss this with your player, as this involves making an entirely new NPC." I'm sorry, making an entirely new NPC is the definition of being the GM.
Yeah.
Where are you discussing this with your player? You're the one making them up. Give them the option. If they don't want to switch, then they don't switch.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like,
Crazy.
maybe
Oh.
is there a style of game where the player writes the backstory and the front story for their
Whoa.
character?
That's
Ooh.
what this sounds like. It's like asking their permission.
Yeah,
I
think
suppose that
maybe
has to
people are playing the
exist.
game this way.
I feel like in an ideal world, that's sort of Valley of Vegeria's campaign. Actually, that makes the most sense.
What happened?
I feel like in an ideal world, like, that's Valley of Vegeria's perfect campaign. Like, I've written a tome of backstory that's like 7 million pages. I've got my family line. I can tell you what each member of my ancestors have done for a job. And then, like, also she would love to write the forward portion of the story.
Like what she does and the events that happened to her and how she reacts to them. That's just a book.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Go write a novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, that makes sense too. Like, I honestly, I really like the D&D boot camp type scenario that I give people is like, hey, if this is your first time ever playing the game, what have you, pick the character that sounds right for you and try them out. And, like, know that there are different subclasses later. So maybe you like the bare bones part of this character, but you didn't like the subclass they were in. So you know now, like, oh, I like the bare bones, but I want to try something different. I want someone to be like, I want to try out what I think I like, and then find out what I actually like from that.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say, all right, you're a character. What do you got? Like a sword? Or like, what do you got? Like magic or something?
No, literally that. I've heard this. I've heard this in real time. So what do you like to shoot things? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool,
What do you like? What do you want to do?
Like, what do you want your character to do? What does this guy do?
Yeah.
If this guy was fighting something, what would he do? How would he fight it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
This next one is basically exactly what we said. Like, oh, you can become a cleric. Maybe a god took you in under their wing. They were like, oh, get that garbage devil out of here. Get that garbage demon out of here. I got you, homie. Or
Like,
maybe
you
your
found
god just straight up smote your patron and is like, hey, if y'all want to do right, I'll give you some power.
Hey, you work for me now.
Yeah. Straight up smote. 2, kill your patron. Okay. If the person who gives you power, if there's no way to contain that power and you kill them, you have no power now. But I guess you could, this would be your retirement. Like, hey, I had a patron and I murdered them, so I don't have superpowers anymore, but ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. That's fine.
Yeah, guys.
I was actually gonna say it makes most sense if you have the genie patron, and this picture is the genie patron. Well,
You're
it's
like the
them
genie, or
using
like
that.
if you have like the genie or the fae, I could see that. But like if you're like the great old one, you're not
Yeah, it's not happening. Nah.
I
Nah.
like this
like.
one though because at least it's like you give yourself a quest. It's like, you know, I run a sandbox game and being like, I made a warlock and at level 1 I know already I want to kill my patron. Like that's fucking dope. Like,
Yeah.
okay, welcome to the crew. Like, let's go. Anytime something related to the patron, I know you're gonna point the party that direction. That's cool.
I also
So
do
I
like that
like
this
this
one
one.
does also involve the party. It's not just I'm gonna do this thing that's gonna mess everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Join me.
Yeah, you probably won't be able to kill the patron yourself anyway. You know.
Mm-hmm. Because 5e is not a game where you go and fight God by yourself.
Unless it is.
True, I guess that
And
could be somebody's table, just a straight up
yeah,
1v1
again,
with
like,
God.
yeah, I'm sure that people do run a bakery somewhere.
Listen, my girlfriend once ran a iced coffee shop in a D&D game. So
Yeah,
she chose
you
to
guys
do
had a
it.
bar.
Yeah, but Mystery's drink was a choice. And a
That's a
vibe.
good name.
Mm.
Right.
That's a good name. Oh, this is my favorite one. Number 1, die. You can't have a contract when you're dead. Become a fallen or awakened undead. That's it. Just die.
So, fun fact, dying does not get rid of your pact. Can confirm, will actually just get you tied to a whole new mofo.
Oh, true.
How do I know? 'Cause it happened to me.
I guess it depends on if they took your immortal soul. Mine is, it's not an out, but the deal that my Gara gives people is that they're on call 24/7 for the rest of their natural born lives. I don't know if any of my players have picked that up specifically, but depends on what your contract was. If it's a demon, they're probably taking your soul. So if you die, it's still there.
I'm gonna guess they probably haven't picked up on it.
I don't know what you're talking about. My players are so observant.
Yeah. Yeah, they are, buddy.
Oh, what were we, was it? Well, I forgot when we were talking about this that last time. I think you were on the call. I forgot when we were talking about it, but when JB left the campaign, his character was still around, so she was like leaving messages, voice messages, and I play them for the rest of the party. And at one point, like Grimjack's character still hates JB's character, and even though she's currently dead, like he just hates that character, just hates them. And so JB would leave a voice message, and Grimjack, as a person, would get mad, but also in character would be mad about it. And there was one time JB was in the chat with us, and Grim didn't realize it. And JB left what would have been his message, and then Grim was like, I fucking hate that girl. I hate that character. I hate him. Just hate him so much. And JB was like, wow. And he was like, oh, you're here.
Love that. That's why you gotta hate out loud.
I mean, maybe you can be Jack DT's patron. Last I heard, he was engaged.
Nice.
But like, I haven't heard from him since. Every once in a while, he'll just join a random conversation in the Kamikuri Discord, and like, it takes a second for me to be like, oh, JB's here. Like, because I'm so not used to him seeing join conversations. But he'll just jump in every once in a while. You'd be like, "Oh, he's alive! Yes!" And then he disappears again.
Wow.
Back into the ether.
Listen, DT's character is like, especially now that I think, no, is he playing another Warlock? He is playing another Warlock right now in our little side story. Like, he's just so excited about being able to do magic all the time. Meanwhile, his Ranger is our consistent highest DPS and least likely to go down, unless he's an idiot. In which case, then yes, he will go down very, very quickly. I mean that as the player, not the character. There are times where you're just like, "What you doing, bud?" And he's like, "I'll be fine." He will not be fine.
Sometimes you just gotta let them not be fine, though.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You gotta
true.
be like, hey, this was what you chose to do, buddy.
It's all on you, man. Okay, we have one more article that is a lot of words, but we don't need to go through all the words because most of the words are, "Hey, why'd you do this stupid thing? Huh? Huh? Huh?"
I am going to drop that.
Oh, okay. Thank you for joining us as always. I don't know why my voice cracked.
DM
It's
Lacara.
puberty again.
Yeah, that puberty be hitting out of nowhere, O'Connor. I don't know how you do it. Somebody keeps hitting you with that witch spell of puberty.
Spell check life do be
Night
like
all.
that.
And
Good night. But this is an, oh, I forgot to, sorry. If you're on YouTube, you can drop the description of this very video and follow along with us. If you're one of the fellow DMs, I'm going to share this again. If you're on Twitch, I'm sharing it in here. Bloop. But this is somebody, the Alexandrian, bitching about the Borderlands quest, Goblin Trouble. I'm assuming that since this is the Borderlands, like this came out a couple months ago, I assume they got early access because they're using the Keep on the Borderlands as the new starter kit. So I think this is the quest that's in there, unless this was like a an early like preview quest. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, it's a sausage fest again.
This is what happens. You blink for a second, and all of a sudden, it's just us.
I have a very sleepy sausage, so I have to get going soon.
Oh, okay. What rage would you like to unleash before you go? You've severed your Warlock path, and now you're a barbarian.
Mhm. So this article is so this is the Alexandrian article about how they have started moving away from keying their dungeon maps, and this bothers the Alexandrian because he runs a style of game that uses dungeon maps, and I do too. And I'm sure there are ways to run an unkeyed dungeon map, like maybe you have a table of possible rooms and you roll randomly to see which room they go into, but I sort of like a more concrete experience, to be honest, where like I can hear things from down the hall if they're happening because they're permanently there. I think that keying a map is important, and this pisses me off even in the game that I'm running, Dolmenwood. I got this great map book, and half of the maps are amazing, and the other half are town maps. And the town maps are great to look at, but they're unkeyed. What the fuck is the point? They're keyed in the book, they're not keyed in the map book. It's like when they give me these maps, the big versions of the maps, it's just a picture of a map. It's almost fucking worthless. It's like this is just like a wallpaper for my desktop or something like that. Because it's like there's no information on here. This map here it looks cool, but if I was going to use this map, I would take it, write some numbers on it or letters or whatever, numerals, key it somehow, and then put a little, like in this room there's something, in this room there's something, in this cavern there's something, in this cavern there's something, in this cavern there's something. And it doesn't mean they're all monsters. the games that I play actually have a stocking procedure for maps built into the rules,
Ooh.
not in some fucking third-party book or some shit, in the book, because it expects you to get and make your own maps. So you roll a d6. On a 1 and a 2, it's empty. On a 3 and a 4, there's a monster. On a 5, there's a trap, and on a 6, there's treasure, unguarded treasure. And then for each of those, they each have their own chance at treasure too. Or I'm sorry, 6 is special. And each of
Ooh.
those have their own chance at having treasure in them. So you could get an empty room with treasure. You can get an empty room with nothing. You can get a monster room. You can get a monster room with treasure, and a trap room with treasure, or a special room. And special rooms never have treasure, but special rooms could be like stairs up or down, or you found a weird well that when you drink the water you turn
Oh.
green, right? The weird shit like that. And using that framework, you can fill out any map. Like if it's this, you could fill it out, right? Because you know where you are and you know what things
Mm.
will be in it, so you fill it out. But if it's a town map, you could fill it out that way. Like if they're exploring anything, you can fill it out that way. Just key it there, and then once it's keyed, things are permanently there. I know I rolled it. There's a monster in this room. Okay, let me look at my list of monsters in the area. Yeah, I guess I'll roll here. Okay, I got an ogre. All right, an ogre lives in this room. So if this is an ogre den, what is in here? Well, there's a pile of straw and skin that he uses as a bed in the corner. And there's like, let me roll to see if he has treasure. Okay, he has some treasure. Where is he hiding the treasure? Let's put it under the bed. He also has a magic item. What is it? It's a talisman. Well, he's going to wear that talisman, right? So now suddenly this ogre in a room is now hidden treasure under the ogre's bed, who is wearing, and the ogre himself is wearing something that makes him invisible or something. Now it's an invisible ogre, right? Like,
Oh, cool.
so you now, how is that invisible ogre room existing in this dungeon? I'm all for what are they called? Funhouse dungeons, where it's just like whatever
Oh,
randomly put together with no reason. But you could just as easy come up with a good reason for what's happening in these caves with a
Mm.
backstory just by populating it, keying it, and then going back overing it and being like, okay, there's an ogre here and there's bandits here. How are they living so close together? Maybe the bandits are in there trying to steal the amulet from the ogre. And then you can play one side against them, and it becomes like maybe this isn't some big combat situation at all. Maybe there's a way for the party to be like, hey, bandits, like, we don't want to fight you. And the bandits could be like, okay, do you want to, we'll give you 100 gold if you steal that amulet from the ogre in the next room, right? Like that kind of shit.
Mm.
But if it's unkeyed and you're just walking through, just like, where are these things? Is it here? Is it there? Do I hear something down the hall? I roll a listen check. I mean, you don't have that in your edition, but oh, you have perception, right?
Yeah.
Do we hear anything? Let me see. Maybe I don't know. Maybe something's there. Let me see. Let me check this map. Let me read this paragraph that says when you go down this hall, you'll see that. Oh no, yeah, no, there's music coming from that way. I mean, that's how I run games anyway. That's how I sound when I GM. But, like it's just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Why make it harder for you?
And
Anyway,
like, not only is this one not keyed, but what they're talking about, Alexandrian's talking about how, like, oh, it says you entered the cave from the eastern edge of the map. There's only one entrance on the east side. If north is straight up, then that means east is on the right. Except then later on, they're like, no, actually, you probably entered from here. If you I just tried to ping like this was Roll20. Nope.
look for the
Right
ring.
there.
Yeah, I was like, that's not gonna work. Apparently, the heroes enter from down here, even though it says they come in from the eastern edge of the map. And that's confusing. And because nothing's keyed, you don't know. You got no idea.
Yeah.
You're as blind as the players.
Yep. There's just so much here that's confusing. But yeah, like you need to I love the term funhouse dungeon. I don't know if I've probably heard you say that before, but like I love it. It's fantastic. And sometimes you don't need it to make sense. Like maybe some creatures just got summoned in here, bam, and that's fine. And again, it could just be your table where you don't care. You just roll on those random encounters. Like the Nord Games makes encounter cards, and it's just like roll on this table, and if you're in this biome, these creatures will spawn. And like sometimes they make sense, but sometimes it's totally random. Like I'm in the jungle. Oh, here's a what are they called? Like a Barlgura spawns, and I'm like, huh? All right, I guess. I mean, maybe he was going for a stroll. I don't know.
And
They
if
fit
you
some
think back to
places.
the Gygax 75 challenge episodes, you know, the table of the random stuff is world building, right? Like,
Yep.
so, you know, if you have an unkeyed dungeon, you need to fill it. Like a lot of people play this way. There's a very large people who play the editions, very large number of people who play the editions that I play, like the more OSR, you know, classic style games, where they basically are like, okay, my party is heading towards a tower. What do I want this tower to be? Right? Like, what is this tower? Let me think about this world, right? They're in this valley. The valley has griffins all over it, and there's knights here, and there's some ancient whatever. So, like, maybe the tower has like knights camped in it, but underneath there's a dungeon. Like, what's in the dungeon? What's here? You know, and you like sort of world build this all out, and you can make a list of like these are the possible things that can be there, and then you can like populate it either randomly or purposefully, whatever, however you like, you know. You sort of use that to world build further and you know, it's all like, you know,
They're all tools for
I'm
world building. Even if it's just one area, you're still world building.
yeah, for sure. And all of that helps reinforce the like verisimilitude of the game and the campaign. You know, when things sort of line up and make sense and are consistent, that
Yeah.
is where like a lot of buy-in comes from.
Well, yeah, because a player also feels rewarded for connecting those dots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's something to be said for people who play a game where it's like every time a player connects any dots, like, yeah, you're right. You
True.
know, but I think there's something fake about that. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like I think fake is fine. You know, I eat Count Chocula cereal every morning. But I think like I derive my fun from like literally reading tea leaves, like throwing shit up in the air and seeing how they fall and going, that's interesting. Let's try it again. Let's see how they throw these bones up in the air again. You know what I mean? Like I like the randomness and I like what we get and how. So I don't know. I like when you I'm just going back to like you were talking about encounter cards. I think those are really cool, but a lot of times like if this is your world, you sort of know what's going to be there.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you choose to add something like encounter cards to your game, it's like purely to add an extra layer of like you know I don't know what to call it. Like unique extra special events sort of things, right? Like, you know, if your normal encounter list is a list of creatures, then having on it something special that happens like a fucking UFO landing on a card, right, is going to be like some kind of more unique, bespoke thing that you can pull out X percentage of the time to go a certain different way or whatever, or to inspire you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Just like an
I
extra
like all those.
like injection of hype too. Like, oh, this is wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I've said numerous times even tonight that I play like a different style of game. I play the Firewood style of game,
Hmm.
and I rely heavily on random shit. Like I think for like 4 or 5 sessions, the party has been trying to do one goal, and they just got it done. And it
No, we
was
didn't get it
because
done.
I mean they just got to do it. They just started to do it. They were just able to start doing it. There you go. Because they kept getting lost or they kept getting encounters. And the encounters, the random encounters, literally after a while, they're like, it's too dangerous to be out here.
True.
And it is. It is. So in the game we play, each hex, because it's like a hex crawl essentially, each hex has a chance of encounters. So there are like really sparse hexes that are a 1 in 6 chance. I roll a d6 and on a 1 there's an encounter. And then there's more crowded hexes that have a 2 in 6 chance all the way up to 3 in 6 chance. They're in a 3 in 6 chance hex. So half the time they journey, they're going to have an encounter. And then if you must know, the encounter means I roll a d8, and the d8 is to determine what one of 5 categories the encounter is. And it's monster, mortal, sentient, animal, and regional.
Oh.
So I roll a d8, and each of these 5 options have different weights. So like some of them are on there twice or 3 times, right?
Oh,
But
gotcha.
each of them are usually on there once. And I actually roll that d8 on a different table depending on if it's day or night. And if it's day, whether they're on a trail or off the trail, and if it's night, whether they have a fire or no fire. So that changes the weights of those 5 categories. And then I roll a d20. So once I get the category, let's say I roll mortal, then I roll the category, which is a d20, and that tells me it's some clerics. It's an adventuring party, right? It's something like that. Sentient would be like a sentient style monster, like a sphinx or something. And then monster would be like beastmen or like owl bear. And then animal would be like animals. And then regional would be your special stuff for that hex. Like this is this is in an area that has a dragon here. In the table downs, there's a blue dragon and undead. So the encounter table there, the regional table for the table downs, is blue dragon, skeletons, wraiths, stuff like that. So now it like builds up this whole world based on these nested tables.
Oh, I see. I see.
I enjoy that style actually a lot. Where
It's fun to run, man. If you like
Yeah.
playing it, it's fun to run.
The stuff I'm working on now is built in a similar way because I really like that idea of, hey, let's like I don't want to. And when we were even talking about like keying dungeons, like I key dungeons by tables, and
That's cool.
I have like I do have keys of places like spots where certain things can happen. I guess like event zones,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. But like I key it a lot more by tables for myself because I'm okay with the random chance of everything
Mm-hmm.
because it's not entirely random. It's built on a table in a very similar fashion of, okay, hey, I've got, this being a trap. Hey, this being an odd noise from some other part of the dungeon, like that something else is happening. Because there is a room where there's something guaranteed happening no matter what, and there's just a chance in the hallway they're gonna find, a mummy or a ghost or a zombie. You know what I mean?
You could certainly I've been meaning to bring this up since I remembered we were going to talk about this keyed dungeon thing earlier today.
Yes.
So the first published BX adventure was called what was it? Into the Unknown, B1, Into the Unknown, something like that. I have it over here. In Search of the Unknown, In Search of the Unknown, something like that.
Okay.
And essentially, it is not a normal adventure. It's a dungeon with like a light plot hook. Basically, it's like these fucking two high-level adventurers lived here and they died. All their treasures are probably still in the cave, and you discovered where it is. Go find it, right? Level 1 adventure for new players, but it's also for new GMs. The book has in it, in the back, a list of monsters encounters and a list of treasure encounters, but they are not included next. They are not keyed into the dungeon. The dungeon itself is described, though. All the rooms are described. So it's like, this is the kitchen. It has this in it, and has this in it, and has this in it. Here is really dirty, and under here is this. There's no treasure and there's no monsters, but all the rooms are described. So it's there because the intention is the new GM will look at the list of monsters and the list of treasure and read through the dungeon and be like, you know what? This weird kitchen is all dirty and fucked up, and I have rats on this list. The rats should be in the kitchen. So I cross rats off the list and I will key them here. And it teaches you how to key a dungeon.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. A lot of people talk shit about it because they're like, it's an unfinished dungeon. You have to do it yourself. And like, why the fuck would you even sell this? And it's like, well, first of all, they didn't even understand that people would want pre-made dungeons. Like,
True.
they thought the whole reason you were playing this game is because you like to make your own shit. They did not realize that you wanted an adventure. And this is, you know, like then they started making adventures, and then this is how they made like a training wheels adventure, and it's pretty fucking cool. It has like interesting shit everywhere, and then literally in the back of the book it's like 6 ogres, you know, like 2 skeletons, this that in a list, no descriptions of them and no descriptions of like these level 1 treasures, which are mostly coins and jewelry and like maybe 4 magic items. And it says for both, like, don't use all of the monsters and don't use all of the treasures. Like, make your own dungeon the way you think it should be.
That's a great way to teach
And
people.
yeah, I agree. And it's a good way of like, if you're going to run a, not that there's only way to, right?
Yeah.
And when I say this is a good way to, it doesn't mean this is how I would do it or something. But if you want to run a dungeon that is all in tables, you can populate it on the fly if you write what is in every room. Or maybe you have a table of what is in every room, right? Or something, right? So then you can on the fly be like, is there anything in this room? And you don't have to come up with what the room is too. You can be like, this is the library, it has shelves of books, these are on it, blah blah blah, you know, and sort of roll, is there any monster in here, is there any treasure in here, on the fly. Or like, not monster but encounter, you know.
Yeah. That's cool.
And you put the traps in there because the traps are built into the room. So like, it's not like, sure, you can roll for random traps, but the traps could be built in, just like puzzles would be built in and stuff. So you key out a dungeon of puzzles and traps, leave the monsters out and leave the treasure out, and then write tables of monsters and treasure, and then populate your dungeon based on random rolls on the table or selecting things off the table or blah blah blah. Cool way to do it.
Yeah. They definitely do not make them like that anymore.
No, they don't. No, now you have to read a story and then try to get your players to do what the story wants them to do.
And they're definitely not written like beginning, middle, and end. Like a lot of them are like, here's the middle, we're going to skip the beginning, and you'll figure out the end later.
Yeah, I mean, when I said that before about one-shots, like, I really believe that one-shots should be fucking one-shots. They should be, like, one and done and end. And I think that there's a really easy way to do that. And you plan you plan like 7 to 9 scenes, including a strong beginning and a strong end. and you make sure that all those scenes happen in a line or happen in some kind of order that leads to the end, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a straight line. It could be like a, a funnel down to this last one, right? It could be any shape that leads to a point where it was one thing. However, these things connect, and they all have to be cuttable. So the beginning you do in full and the end you do in full. But let's say you're playing for 4 hours. Well, if you're 2 hours in and you're only 2 scenes into the game, you gotta cut all those other fucking middle scenes.
Yeah.
You gotta cut. You know, if you have 9 scenes prepared and you're 2 scenes in, 2 hours in, boy, you better fucking you're on
Start
scene
fighting.
8 now. You're on scene 8. You go straight from scene 2 to scene 8. You don't get to play those other scenes, sorry, because they deserve the end.
I
So
wish that you
that's
were
how
here for a chat on. There's a Reddit post that was like, "Hey, I'm about to start a one shot, and my issue is that I don't know how to make this lead into a campaign." And everyone was like, "But it's not a campaign. Are you starting a campaign or are you starting a one shot? Because they have different like needs and desires."
yeah, they're different.
Sorry, but
The
continue.
No, you're absolutely right. And the success of turning a one shot into a campaign, and I've done it wrong a bunch of times, and I've done it once. I've done it right once. But the success of turning a one shot into a campaign is ending it, ending it decisively, and having them be like, "Wow, that's so cool. I wish we could play again." If you end it with like, "Well, we didn't really end it, but I guess we can play again," then you're a con artist. And I've done that many times, and I'm not proud of it, but I've done it. So I'm not free of my own wrath here. I conned people too.
On me.
Mm-hmm. But I also did it right once.
You did.
I also, something that I explained, the way that I knew it would work for Grimjack is when I did D&D boot camp with him the first time. I was like, okay, you're gonna play this character that you've built. However, I want you to understand that like whatever we do here has nothing to do with the rest of the campaign because there's basically an infinite multiverse of D&D games. Like every table's different. This won't be related to your story. This will just be something else that you did. So like if you guys are on Roll20 with me, or I've put people in to be like, look at this token before, and they'd be like, oh, why is it called 1610? And I'm like, okay, so because I know who my audience was, I called the Roll20 session Toro 1610, like the Ultimate Universe in Marvel, to be like, okay, but what we're actually gonna play in is gonna be our 616. So like you could play that same character again that you played in this one shot. It just doesn't have anything to do with what happened before. That's totally okay too.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, back in the day, I fucking hate saying back in the day. I gotta come up with a new phrase for that. But, they really didn't stress that kind of shit. Honestly, most of the players just played themselves. They didn't name their characters. They were like, I'm going to be a fighter. And they were like, Jerry, you're up next. What do you want to do? And it was only when that character defined themselves through the in-game events that they did or the choices that they made, they nicknamed those characters and those became the characters' names and those became these like legendary characters.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I envy that a lot. I think that that's not a easy thing for modern players to go in and be like, look, just make a character. It's you. You know, like you don't have to worry about. You can worry about like, do I have parents in the game? That kind of stuff. Sure, if you want to ask that, fine. But basically, it's you. Just don't worry about being someone else. Like, just be yourself. You know, like you're in a cave. What do you want to do? And that's why that question that I asked is like, so how do you see? Like, what do you got? You got like a sword? You got like magic? Because it's like, I don't really want to put all these barriers between them and playing the game.
Yeah, I've at first I would be like when I tried to run the boot camp the first time, I did it with evil and eyeball evil, and at first I was like, okay, so like here's some classes. I think you might like this one, blah, 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 to Evil specifically. I feel like Evil Eyeball was already, like, he'd been doing D&D research, which I thought was adorable. But Evil himself, I was like, I know that you don't care about these kind of things. So I'm going to be like, I think obviously you're probably going to want to use a barbarian. That seems like it's up your alley. And he was like, yeah, sure. But when I started up D&D boot camp with my niece and nephew, I was like, okay, do you want to hit people a lot? Like, do you want to sling spells or something in between? And then from there, they can pick whatever class they want to try out. I think it's better than being like, let me tell you about this class. I agree. Like, I don't want to put a thought in your head at this point. I just want to know what you want to do.
Well, when I play with my son, I only did like 3 times, and it was like very quickly, just for
Adorable.
a few minutes. Yeah, but what I do is I basically just say like, what do you want to be? And every time he just says something different. It's like a goblin one time. He had ice magic another time. He was like, he just like says, it's just like random stuff. It's like who are you gonna be? I think he was like Mario one time because he loves Mario.
So cute.
God, the fact that your son is old enough to now talk and like.
I'm thinking about that too.
Oh yeah, he never stops talking.
Ah!
Never stops. Never stops. But yeah, that reminds me, I probably should go to sleep. I gotta get up early.
Yeah, I probably need to be making my way to bed soonish.
Making your way to the dungeon,
So let's
walking
wrap this.
past.
Let's
Yeah. So,
wrap this up.
you need to key your dungeons. I just want to add that at the very end of this article, they add the kicker. There's a part in this adventure where it says the makeshift forge in area 4A occupies the spot at the back of the second room, which means that at some point the map was keyed and they took it out.
Yeah, honestly, it just spare everybody key the map.
Yeah, key your goddamn maps. But if you're new to DM Roundtable or you've been here a while, you know at the end we do a poll for the topic of next week's stream. So I'm going to throw the topics for next week into the chat on YouTube because even though I'm not putting up an actual poll on YouTube because it doesn't have enough slots because it's stupid, you have 24 hours from when this stream ends to put in your votes. You can put them in on Discord, you can put them in on YouTube, any of that jazz. Hit us up. We'll take your votes. On Twitch, though, we do actually get to put up a full poll, and it lasts for 10 minutes now. But again, you have 24 hours from after the stream ends to put it in. But your topics for next week will be adventures, items, maps, one-shot supplements, which are just things that might have a whole bunch of stuff in them, but we can get through them in one stream, and show and tell, which is where we either tell you guys about something that we've worked on at our tables or tools and stuff that we use or would like to use. Because I feel like at some point we're just going to be like, here's this thing I got that I haven't actually gotten to play with. Like maybe I'll show off some Kickstarter stuff at some point. I don't know. We all want to play Obojima, so Obojima stuff.
I always have stuff to show off.
I want to show off the Boot Hill wrestling tables.
Oh hell yeah!
Yes.
Ooh, oh my god! If we do a show and tell, you have to show off minis that you've painted and made. Like, oh my god! Yes.
My what?
I need to see your mini painting work, like all of you.
Oh well, to be completely honest, I haven't really picked up my paintbrush too much. I did today for the first time. I got an airbrush for Christmas, and it's sat unopened until last week, and I just opened it, and now I've just been airbrushing like crazy. But I gotta pick up the brush and finish them because you can't finish a model with the airbrush.
True.
But yeah, I got stuff to show, like the Boot Hill tables. I wanna I have a show and tell idea where I show you how the boot hill tables work, and then everyone makes a quick boot hill character, like a nameless like schmuck, and we have a quick shootout
Oh, that's
to show you guys how it all works.
I like that a lot.
One, like 3 rounds of combat before everyone dies.
Like that. I was also thinking in the vein of playing things that when I was doing the Games for Gaza catalog, there were a bunch of really short TTRPGs that you can play that are like done in 2 hours or less, or sometimes a little bit longer. But like some of them I think would be great for us to just jump on and play on stream as well. I know playing
I
more
think
games is also on our docket. We're gonna do that
we
this
need.
year.
Listen, I want us to play Classic Strahd.
Ooh.
Club, would you run it if we played Classic Strahd?
I will absolutely run you guys through Ravenloft.
Please. Classic Ravenloft, let's go. You heard it here, Okami. This is my request. I demand it. My vote.
Oh, that reminds me, while you're here, Clubs, have you ever played or do you want a micro BX supplement?
What is that?
Apparently it's BX but with less rules is like the tagline. And I didn't do too much research on it, but I think there's 2 adventures in the Games for Gaza catalog that I got that are micro BX adventures. They're modules, sorry. Micro BX modules, which is just supplement, but they're a word for it.
I'll take a look at them. I've never heard of it, but sure, I'll take a look.
Okay. I was like, oh, the person who might know what that is you. But I was just like,
Yeah.
BX with less rules? Questions. So many questions.
Yeah. BX is not exactly rules light. Rules light games like literally have like very little rules. You know, like they fit on a page style shit. But so maybe they did that. They turned it into one of those. But yeah, I'm sure the adventures are completely compatible.
I'm trying to figure out what one of the TTRPGs in the Games for Gaza bundle was like. Hey, we're a rules light system. Do you want to do a thing? Tell the game master I want to do this thing. Then throw dice on the table. And I was like, huh? Yeah, I guess. Is the DM
So
going to tell
there's
me if I succeed? Because it doesn't say that. It just says throw the dice on the table.
there's rules light systems like Karn and Into the Odd. Into the Odd has like a pretty big book, but it's considered rules lightish. I think both of them you don't roll to hit. Damage is soaked by armor, and every attack hits. So it's fucking scary. A lot of people play that way with no attack rolls. It's like, you do d6 damage when you attack with something, and if you're wearing light armor, that's -1 damage. Medium is -2, heavy is -3, shield is an additional -1, and so on. And you're soaking up damage and trying to live, and you might not even have HP. So it's like you don't roll to hit, and you don't have HP. Every time you get hit, it's like you make a strength save, and you don't have you. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm thinking of Mouse Ritter, which is rules light. You don't have HP. You have a strength save, a dex save, like an agility save, and a will save. And those are your 3 stats. That's it. Those are your only 3 stats. You don't have different saves and abilities. You just have those 3. So that's like very rules light. So maybe they did that for BX. But again, if they say BX in the name, it's probably compatible with real BX. Anyway, I said I was going, and then I continued to talk forever and ever. But I gotta go for real. So
No.
good night, everyone.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for giving us this article and talking. And yeah, this is what we're here for, man.
This is true.
Good to talk with you guys.
And folks, if you've enjoyed listening to us talk this entire time, don't forget that you can support the channel by
Oh my god.
following the disembodied voice of DM Lacara. Go ahead and play it. 'Cause I know you're
Here she is.
Hit the buttons. Do the
Please.
thing. If you have money, make the buttons give him money. If you don't have money, just hit the
Hey,
buttons.
get
that
out of here, you
subscribe,
rings hater.
and
Hobbit
that also
forever.
gets
Okay,
him
see
money.
ya.
So you get to feel good either way.
I'm not gonna lie to any of you. When you were like, play the disembodied voice, I was like, I don't like my brain. I haven't used the Stream Deck buttons in so long that I was like, I don't know what screen subscribe or anything is on, which is probably not good for me. Uh-oh.
But oh, listen, it's gonna be okay. We'll figure it out by next week.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what that was. Did you also hear the item disconnection noise?
I did.
Oh, that's even weirder. Why? Why? I was like, oh, did my headset just disconnect? It's the only thing that's connected. No die. Okay, so I'm gonna right here in my. I'm keeping notes on this. What you can and can't see.
Good.
Oh, you couldn't. Interesting. I don't know why it played that noise because that's like a disconnect. I don't know what disconnected. That's even more scary because literally the only other. Oh, I guess the camera technically is plugged in. It's not in use, but it's plugged in. I don't know what that was about. That freaked me out. I was like, what's broken? Oh. Oh, what was that noise? But I can leave the subscribe up on there. Oh, and also, even though we talked about painting minis today, if you would like some minis that you don't have to paint, that are already all done, what you can do is use our... Uh-oh. It was my Stream Deck somehow disconnected. It's stuck.
Oh.
It froze. Interesting. Well, I don't need the Stream Deck for this because I didn't make a button for it yet. Ha ha! You can click the banner link on Twitch for Geek Tank Games minis and get 20% off your first purchase. If you're on YouTube, you can just drop the description of this video or pretty much any video that I release on the Kagekami channel. And boop, 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 click that and also get your 20% off, courtesy of DM Roundtable. There are many, many minis to be had from Geek Tank Games, who I also work for, even though I haven't done any work for them this week because my family won't go away. We will be here until this poll ends, but... Oh, a vote for adventures? Hell yeah. Okay, also, I just want to say that I'm not going to be able to stream anything else this week. So I'm not going to be able to do a Halloween stream. However, I think next Tuesday night, even though it'll be after Halloween, I'm going to stream the demo of that game we met at... the game we met the team of at New York Comic Con because they've made like a PS2 aesthetic styled game, sort of like Silent Hill, and they gave me a real demo disc in a little case, and you could download the game on Steam as well, but I think I'm gonna play through that on Tuesday night, next Tuesday, not tomorrow. DT is supposed to come here so we can play Warhammer because he just finished painting a whole bunch more of his minis. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. I got to film some other stuff. I wanted to film a short. I agree with you. I need... Oh, do I? Hold on. Hold on. Did I put one in already? I actually have no idea. I have no idea if I put one in for Geek Tank Games. I figured oh, there is one. I didn't even think of that. Okay, yeah, I did it. I'm so smart. I'm so good at this. Instead of clicking those links, you can just make Geek Tank Games minis pop up by putting in GTG minis. Boom. I'm so good at well, that's because you suggested it before. It was. Like I said, your stream QA. Um I wouldn't have done that by myself, I don't think. um I was gonna film a short of this tube that I got from Amazon that's supposed to have a bunch of D&D supplies in it, but it also has these poster like side guards that you can put on your posters to keep them from unrolling, which are super cool. And I spent like 20 minutes trying to get the posters out of the tube because I didn't realize that it was chock full. It had 16 posters, a whole bunch of extra stuff, and they were so tightly like shoved into the tube that I had to fight with them to get them out. And I was like, there's too much stuff in here for me to make a short of, so that's the next video I'm filming. I want to show off all this stuff. And it was only like $40 for a ton of stuff, so I'm very happy. There was also one of those really special telescoping poster tubes, and those are like $20 by themselves. So I was like, this is not a bad deal, especially if you're just starting. Some good stuff.
Yeah. No, that
I
is
can't
pretty
see
good.
that one either. Boo! I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna do some research. But until we see y'all again, we'll definitely obviously be back here Monday night for DM Roundtable, as always. But if we don't see you until then, roll dice, be nice, have fun with your games, and come into Kamikura and talk to us about them.
We'll be there to talk to you about. Promise.
Yeah.
And don't
Yeah.
forget to check out the Patreon. Press all the buttons. Help out Okami where you can.
Oh, I just tried to slide over to get to the push the button, but I can't because my stream deck is frozen.
It's okay.
Welp.
And the answer to everyone's burning question earlier is aquamarine.
Ooh, pretty.
Until next time.
Thank you, Awaz. You did buy for me. Oh, this takes me back. So the buy emote was made because Teth was like, I need a way to sign off the stream when he was there like all the time. And so I never actually used the buy emote. He would use the buy emote. So it's just really nice to see that other people are using it again. This is some old bullshit, Nightbot. Stop doing this to us. But it's really nice to see. And we will see you all soon. Okay, bye everyone. Bye Twitch.
Bye-bye.
I'm saying bye to you, Awaz, but I know we're gonna talk in like 1 second. That's just how it works. Bye.
Bye. I'll catch you later, Okami.
Bye YouTube. I'm saying bye, but like Nightbot hasn't caught up yet. There we go.